Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I'm playing is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. Everyone sick, make them pay me some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Sean McDermott. Talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills. Dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I am your co-host, Aramis.
I'll be Key.
And listen, today is going to be a very interesting episode, right? I am not only proposing a name change for the Buffalo Bills, but there's a top 10 list that we're going to get into shortly. But y'all might want to stay tuned for that because there's a very interesting conversation associated with that top 10 list. But, of course, as always, we start each episode off with stuff we heard. Right. So, what do we got, bro?
Well, I mean, I forgot to mention last time we talked about the kickoff. I got more thoughts on the kickoff now I think about it. But
that wasn't changed at that point. That just changed, right?
It just changed. But after sitting and thinking about it and chewing on it, you know what? Let me delve deeper into that in today's show.
It sucks.
I like it. I
Already.
like it a lot.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
The trade deadline is now moved back to week 9 and no longer week 8. So you got another week to figure out who you don't like, who you want to get rid of, and try to fleece another team out of some draft picks.
Okay. All right. I'm not sure exactly how I feel about that just yet. I would have to see how it plays out. I mean, one extra week for the Bills is probably not going to do much because they don't make trades at the deadline anyway.
No,
so,
do that.
But okay, all right.
It's some some eye candy, something to look out for.
Right, absolutely.
Go ahead. Go. What you got?
So, I saw something that caught my eye, and I don't know if you really want to get into like crucifying this thought, but I just thought that people should know about this because it exists. It's in the world. And someone had this thought. Somebody made a list of teams that would pick Tua Tagovailoa in a heartbeat if he was traded.
Mm-hmm.
That list is the 49ers.
Okay.
The Chargers. The Commanders,
the Chargers,
Eagles, Cowboys, Packers, Steelers, Broncos, Colts, Jets, Patriots, Ravens, Titans, and, of course, the Buffalo Bills.
The Chargers?
Why the Chargers sticking out to you there?
Because that was the first one. After that, it just went numb. The Chargers?
I skipped over the Bills, but they were number 2 on this list behind the 49ers. Like, for the just in general, the 49ers, I could see if Brock Purdy died tomorrow. I don't wish that. I don't ever.
Right.
But like if something bad happened to him where he just couldn't play football anymore.
Right.
Or you know what? Something really good happened to him. He became a multi-billionaire, didn't feel like playing football anymore. Let's go that route. Let's be less morbid around this piece.
Unless he has some stock tips.
Right. But let's say that happens. Okay. I could see the 49ers maybe thinking about that somewhat. He fits the system. Mike McDaniels runs a similar system.
Well, the thing about that for me is wouldn't Brock Purdy actually might cost more than Tua? Command more?
Oh, by the time he reaches his –
That's what I'm saying because they're both – yeah, because Tua's – he's got 1 year left. He's got the 5th year option or 5th year, and then contract is up. And then you got Brock Purdy who I think has 2 more years maybe.
Well, no, he was a 7th round pick, so
he would get 4.
I think this year is going to be his last year.
So both of them, this is the same year for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Tua has done nothing. Purdy's done stuff. So I could see.
Wait, I'm sorry, but I just want to make sure. So 7th round picks, do they get 3-year contracts or 4-year contracts? Yeah, let's just look it up.
They should get 4, but
get right to the root of the issue.
Yeah, we'll just go here. Well, no more conjecture. Let's see. Brock Purdy, he is good until next year. So, yeah, 4 years.
Okay. So his contract ends in 25.
Yep. 25 is the last year.
So they got 2 more years out of him. So, I mean, you don't really have to worry about Tua and Purdy coming out at the same time, but I think you're right. I think Purdy's gonna get paid way more than Tua's gonna make.
That's what I think. I could see the 49ers going for Tua because the same kind of player. You would think, based on draft and where they came from in college, Tua would be the better of the two. Mm. So, if I was a 49ers fan, I had, if it's not Josh Allen, it's not Tua, I'd say, okay, I got a light player and a guy that has done the same thing on a higher level in Alabama. I'll take him.
Yeah.
Because I think Tua has done enough to show that in the right system he can hold a team together. He's never going to put a team on his back. He's never going to be like a player that takes over. Mm-hmm. But I think he's the kind of player that with a defense like the 49ers, with Deebo Samuels and at the time Brandon Ayuk and who was the running back? I don't even remember who the running back. Oh, McCaffrey. And was throwing Kittle too. With those kind of players around him, I think he would do pretty well. Okay. So I could see it, but yeah, I know your shock value was the Bills, and I knew it was coming because you wouldn't bring this list up without the Bills being on it.
I like to be a little dramatic sometimes.
I didn't give it away. I just knew it.
Yeah. But it's just, it's one of those things where I look at it, it's like, what are we really talking about here? And you're being really, really, really nice to Tua right now. Like,
well, no,
really
I'm being real in the sense that I didn't say he could do that in all these other teams. I named one team. I just won. The one that just went to the Super Bowl with a guy that was Mr. Irrelevant,
right.
3 years removed. So,
right.
No, I don't think Tua is any kind of prodigy. I don't think he's any kind of hidden talent, any kind of diamond in the rough that's going to be a Jerry Hughes kind of player where he's a cast off and then next thing you know he's a name in the league. No, I don't see that. But I do see in the right situation he's going to be a guy like Trent Edwards, like Tyrod Taylor, who doesn't turn the ball over and is safe enough to not screw you over.
Right.
So I'll give him that, but nothing more.
Okay.
And as a Bills backup, well, he's got to get the Trubisky treatment. He's got to flame out 2 more times before he.
I don't even I know I said I like the Trubisky signing, just because it's a veteran guy, it's a mobile guy, but
no go backs. Now that it's here, you.
I know it's like the more I'm serious. It may make me seem a little wishy-washy. I guess I'm not mad at the. I'm not mad at the signing itself,
right?
Because it's a guy you don't have to worry about training. At the same time, we saw Trubisky play in this offense. Mm-hmm. It didn't look that great,
but you look at Kyle Allen, you look at Case Keenum. Case Keenum was probably, well, we didn't see Kyle Allen do anything but take a knee, but Case Keenum was pretty bad. So
we saw Kyle Allen in preseason, and it still looked pretty bad.
Right. I could see Trubisky. See, I was listening to a podcast last night, and I thought to myself, I said, okay, because they were talking about how the Bills will never be bad enough to get a Jamar Chase or a Justin Jefferson like that. Yeah. And I thought about it. I said, you know what? If Josh Allen got hurt tomorrow with Trubisky in there, we still wouldn't be good enough. Or bad enough.
Correct.
And for me, that's good enough for the number 2 quarterback in this offense. I was thinking, I said Trubisky can get us 8-9 wins. It's not going to get us that top 6 pick, but it's not going to get us in any kind of national conversation for should Trubisky be a starter again.
I don't know. Okay, so if I had to broad spectrum categorize Sean McDermott, I would call him a poor man's Mike Tomlin, right? With Mike Tomlin, when he had Ben Roethlisberger in his prime, he had a top 5 quarterback in the league, right? And with that, he won a Super Bowl, and I think he went to another one, or he might have won 2. I'm pretty sure he won 2. But that's with a superstar top 5 quarterback. Mm-hmm. Since that point, he's had double-digit wins pretty much every season, at least 10 wins, right? So I think Sean is capable of doing something like that if he has competent quarterback play, right? He went to the playoffs with Tyrod Taylor, for crying out loud,
right?
So I don't know if them not being bad enough to get down to a low draft pick, a top 5 draft pick, whatever, is more of a compliment to Allen as much as it is just a factual statement about
the culture and the construct of the team,
the ability of the head coach. And I
right.
guess I am paying Sean McDermott a compliment in saying that, but
right, yeah, like you're saying, I think it goes into that too. Because everybody says as long as 17's there,
right,
but 17 is the icing on the cake. This team is going to be, they would be middling without him. But he gets you the extra 5-6 wins,
right.
And he makes him look beautiful when he does it. But the thing people don't realize is we would still win games without him. It wouldn't be pretty, and it wouldn't be the magnitude of the ones that we win, but we would not be 0-17 without him.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So,
for sure.
I think people lose track of that. There's 10 other guys on the offense, and there's a whole other side of defense players that contribute to the win or loss probabilities every week. So.
Yeah.
Being objective, obviously we all like the fact that we finally have a quarterback that everybody's talking about. Quarterback that was on one of the worst Maddens of all time, as we've heard on the last show. Not that he's the bad quarterback, but the game itself was trash.
Right.
But I think that going into what could Tua do in this offense is not made for Tua. In Buffalo,
our offense,
yeah,
no.
It's not made for Tua at all.
Very, very few are. I mean,
right. You have to be strictly timing.
Yeah.
With precise route runners, you would need a Roma Dunze kind of player.
Mm-hmm.
You would need. That's exactly what you would need. I could even see a Keon Coleman with Tua being a good player, because he high points the ball. He doesn't
big body guy. He's an
big
accurate
body
thrower.
guy. Yeah.
I could see that.
I could see that kind of thing happening, but. Yeah, you can't. He's not a plug-and-play player by any means, and I didn't like him coming out of college. I couldn't believe he went 6th overall when he came
Tua?
out. Yeah, couldn't believe it. But hey, more power to you, brother.
Right. Okay, your turn. What you got?
Antonio Brown accuses DeMar Hamlin of faking his own death on the field. Yep. I'm like, it wasn't like it wasn't on TV. It wasn't like.
Okay, this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to bawl y'all eyes out when y'all see me go down. Just start crying. Just like imagine the worst thing possible and just start crying. I'm going to go to the hospital. I'm going to be there. It's going to be like Jesus. I'm going to be there for 3 days.
Ever, yes.
And then I'm going to rise again.
Yes.
Like, what?
You with the refill. I need you to make it flatline. You know how to do that? Figure it out. Okay. Guys, there's no way we can be in Cincinnati. We got to get out of here.
That's why DeMar cooked that up?
Right. Come on now. That's
wow,
like,
AB.
Antonio, yeah. He's giving CTE a bad name at this point.
Oh, yeah.
He does. It's not. It's just him. He got knocked out by, who was it? Was it Burfict or whatever?
Yeah, Vontaze Burfict.
My boy Burfict. Ocho Cinco got knocked clean by Ray Lewis a couple times. He just up there with Club Shay now. But yeah, that's crazy. And DeMar went fired back and he called it. He said that was lame. It was lame. We're not talking about a guy that won't play with a sprained ankle. We're not talking about a guy. Even if he didn't flatline, even if he didn't die on the field, even if he didn't,
right?
You still had a heart issue. You still had a major, a catastrophic injury. Look at Alex Smith, that leg. I don't want to look at it now, and it's healed as good as it's gonna get, I think.
Right.
I'm not going to say, yo, man, you could have played on that. Heck, no, you couldn't have played on that. No. You almost lost it.
Yep.
And who am I? Who are you? Who is anybody to tell somebody that, and this is the ultimate. There's nothing higher than death. Death is death.
True.
I faked it on live TV. Right.
Unbelievable. The stuff that comes out of his head and his mouth.
Yeah.
I would not have expected that. Granted, I've never known anything about the guy when he was in Pittsburgh until the end when he was trying to work his way out of there. Yeah. But before that, you never heard anything from him. So it was like, you didn't really get a chance to.
He was just a quiet dude. He was actually a decent dude.
Well, he used to be.
Yeah.
He used to be. We know that much.
Wait. Okay. All right. I'm about to go dark. No, I'm not going to go dark, but. He got CTE and his life changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what happened to Trent Edwards with the Adrian Wilson hit? Or Trent, yeah.
I keep trying to tell you this.
Yeah. So when is he going to half do his hair and have a half mustache? And
Well, he probably is somewhere,
might.
but just nobody cares
Trent
enough
Edwards
to.
seems like he'd be on the cover of like GQ magazine when it's all said and done.
You know, so on Amazon
Bachelor.
Prime, you know how they remade the Roadhouse movie?
Yeah.
That's the life he's living right now. That is the life that Trent Edwards is living right now. He's living straight Miami Vice.
Picture this. I can see Trent Edwards as the Bachelor.
Like on the show?
Yeah, I can see him as the Bachelor. Like the girls are all coming to.
He would have to be on the Sunset version with like all the cougars and 60-year-olds like
Yo,
that.
The gold one. Oh, that one is crazy.
Yeah, he would have to
That
be on
one
the
is
Golden
crazy.
joint. Yeah, either that or Farmer. Love for Us or whatever that farm version is, where they
I didn't even know about. I ain't
oh
watching
yeah,
that.
it's
Nah, I
a
ain't
joint
watching
where
that.
it's just farmers.
Love.
Yeah, Farmer
I'm good.
Love.
I'm
Anyway.
good. Farmer Love. Hey,
I don't
get it
even
when
know
you
if it's
can.
accurate. Somebody posted. Now this is going back to the PSL's conversation.
Mm-hmm.
The most diehard Bills fans like sitting outside. They won't be able to afford the PSLs, which is true.
Okay.
Okay? Rich people don't want to sit outside. That's why they sit in the box seats or in the club seats.
Where the PSLs are.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
It was short-sighted to not build a dome. There's an article.
This is a real post?
Yeah, somebody really posted that.
Okay.
Now-
Took a lot of thought.
Huh?
I took a lot of thought. Hope it's not one of our listeners.
I just when I saw this, I'm like, this is exactly what I said, but to me it's the I think it's the embodiment of why there was frustration in the first place over the stadium. You know, first and foremost, we're not going, and you said this, we're not going to get maximum use out of this stadium. Just as a community, as a city, we're not going to get maximum use out of this stadium. It is literally going to be there to look pretty during the NFL season, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Maybe a winter classic here and there for the Sabres, and that's it.
I mean, case in point, KeyBank Center. When they built that back in '96, we had the Buffalo Destroyers, the arena football team. We had the Sabres, obviously, but the Sabres still played the yard for a little bit. But then the Destroyers pulled out the next year, and we got the Bandits. But who really knows when the Bandits even play? If you're not a Bandits fan, I don't know where the schedule is. You know, it's not smacked you in the face. So
right.
The only time I know they're playing is when I look on Facebook and I got friends that are there. Like, oh man, I missed another one. You know, the Sabres. I go to Sabres games, but what else is there? The circus. What else is there? I mean, how many different events have we had? We don't get exhibition basketball games anymore. We get the NCAA's, every 2 years, I think it is, 3 years, whatever it is. What is it for? So you take that and you move that down 28 years, and now you're talking about a stadium, actually 30 years almost to the year,
right?
In Orchard Park, where you're talking about a stadium is getting used for. Are they gonna still allow the high school players to play there? I mean, after that, then what? They don't do camps there. They don't step on that grass. They don't use the stadium.
Yep.
So, I mean, what is it for?
It's for the owner to look at and say, I only paid for 10% of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't, nothing else about that would make me proud as an owner if that's what I'm building.
Right.
And again, who did you talk to before you built the stadium? You went and you talked to season ticket holders. Mm-hmm. And they told you they wanted tailgating to stay. Mm-hmm. You decided as an owner, okay, we're going to keep the stadium open. We want to keep tailgating. We want to keep the culture. We want to keep everything about what Bills fans love about Buffalo Bills football on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays. Right?
Right. If
you want to stay warm, you got to drink to stay warm. That's just that. You know what that is? That is. What's the term I'm looking for? City infrastructure logic. right? It's the reason why we have so many potholes in Buffalo. We have potholes so that we can have jobs for people to fix the potholes. That's why we don't have perfect roads. If we had perfect roads, nobody would need to fix them. There's less jobs in the city.
Right.
That's why we build cars that break, because we need people to repair them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everything has a cause and effect, a reason why it's not perfect, because otherwise, what would people do to make money?
I mean, case in point, Apple phones. They're mad because they got to go to that seaport.
Right.
Like, why? Because now you don't have a monopoly on your own little charger that only Apple people can use, and now your people can use my charger.
Exactly.
We didn't integrated the phone cords.
Exactly. Talk
All
your
right.
talk, bro.
Oh,
That's
man.
what I'm talking about. So yeah. So, you know, to me, it's like, that makes more sense of why you don't put a dome in there, as opposed to, well, we just want to keep the culture. Because if you knew in the back of your mind as an owner, well, I'm going to put PSLs in this, you know, on the seats anyway, and the season ticket holders that exist now won't be able to afford those. Well, then, as an owner, I have to know my demographic for a season ticket holder is going to change. Now, do I want to build a stadium for the new demographic in mind, or do I want to build it to kind of keep to keep the same culture, right? Because if you're going to do that, well, then now maybe you do, you know, build an older looking, you know, outdoor, or you just put all that money into retrofitting the old stadium. You know what I mean? Like, really make some serious adjustments to that stadium and just keep it there, right?
Yeah. And people that say, you know, the stadium's falling apart, you can't retrofit it. Go look at Soldier Stadium. Go look at Soldier Field.
Right.
I saw it. I couldn't believe it, because the only thing left of that stadium is the actual outside wall. Everything else is new. Inside, you can actually see it's like they took a shoe, an insole, and put it in the shoe, but the insole is too big, so it's sticking out the sides. Because you can see the size of the new stadium over the facade of the old stadium. So it's like, for the old Bills heads, it's like going to, well, Johnny B. Wiley on on Best Street, and saying, okay, this is the old rock pile, but just inside of this wall here, because I remember being a kid driving by there, like, what the hell is in there? I don't even know.
Right.
You know, and we actually were old enough to go to a Bison's game at that stadium, but you know, like, I mean, it equates to, if you're far enough away. The teacher was with me. She doesn't remember it because she doesn't have a value on football. Yeah, I said that. But yeah, I mean, you could literally take the history of the Bills stadium and put the new stadium inside of it. So that's what retrofitting is. It's like gutting it out and replacing it. Right. They could have did that. Or, like you said, an older looking stadium. I mean, the thing is, people, you know, for people that talk about domes, they have the idea all wrong. Not you, because your idea of a dome is to not sit in the cold, which is what it's for. Right. But the idea I want to shoot down is, and I didn't think about this because me and Gordon were dumb enough to try this in inclement weather. Driving to the stadium is the problem. In the worst weather, it's not the game itself; it's getting there through driving bans,
through the snow and all that.
Yeah, I mean, and so a dome won't prevent what's happening outside driving to the stadium. And I heard, I was listening to one Bills Live yesterday. I was in the gym and I was almost cried laughing because they were talking about PSLs and, you know, Chris Brown and somebody named Steve Tasker. I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, he's talking about how the PSLs are, and this Tasker tell you, the PSLs are only for, you know, the club seats, the boxes and things like that. He said, regular guys like you and me, excuse me, sir? Regular guys like you and me, sir, you can get whatever seat you want. You're on the hall. Aren't you on the wall?
That can't be true. That can't be true because the season ticket holders that have, you know, dead center 50-yard line, you mean to tell me there's not going to be PSLs on those seats?
Well, yeah, but what I'm listening to is when I hear Tasker saying, like you and me, dude, we know how much you made. We know how much you make on One Bills Live.
Right.
We know you got kids and all that stuff. And I people think I'm rich because I dress
and all
poor.
the West Hurt commercials.
Yes. People think I'm rich because I dress poor. But guess what, sir? You ain't fooling me. I know you can afford this if you want to. And I know they'll give you a couple if you want them. You're on the wall. You own the stadium.
Yep.
So I just thought that was funny when he said it. You and me, get out of here, guy.
Right. So yeah, I mean that aspect of that, because I mean I like to think about things from different angles. You know what I mean? That's kind of what helps me to kind of break through and get to, like the core issues. The root issues.
I got to start doing that.
But this is a situation that the more I dig into it, the more it bothers me. I mean, it doesn't make proper logical sense when you consider the effect that it's going to have on the people that it's supposed to be for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's now been, comments. Obviously, One Bills Live is talking about it now. I'm sure, the marketing team is trying to scramble and figure out how they can smooth this one over. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to be really interested to see how they do that, because we know the numbers. Right. We know the stadium is not going to be viable, in terms of maintenance fees and just the upkeep of the stadium. They're going to need the PSL money for the owner to make back what he spent on the stadium. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then it just, even after that, it's like we're still paying taxes on all that stuff. Even after, yep. You know what I'm saying? Even after the PSLs come on, we're still, and so I don't know. It's just, I hope.
Wait, is that why I got a $2 refund?
Yes, that's why you only got a $2 refund.
Wow,
that's why.
That's deep.
No, that's sad.
Hit me hard.
No, that just means you make too much daggone money.
I don't.
That's what
hey
it means.
man, they think I'm rich. I dress poor, and I save money. That's all.
Right, and you invest money.
I do invest.
There you go.
Yes,
okay.
I do.
All right, your turn.
Hassan Riddick, Eagles pass rusher, is now a Jet. Was traded for a 3rd-round draft pick. Hassan Riddick, they are. You know what?
That might be a problem, man.
I was just gonna say, you know what this is? This is teams knowing the Bills are two games a year and they're in our sight line. We got to take them out.
Yeah.
Hassan Riddick hasn't had a season in the last 5 years where he had less than 10 sacks. He had 16 sacks 2 years ago. 11.5, 12 last year, 11.5, 12 the year before, to 16 sacks. The guy is he's on a warpath. I mean, obviously he's about 31 or so, but I mean, there's no signs of slowing down right now. He's just getting better as he goes.
Yeah, but I mean, he's in a really good spot on a really good defense, and I'm gonna be nervous playing this team, man. I didn't expect to get the Achilles injury, week 1, but now I'm kind of hoping for another one, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
Roger's like, mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Tyron Smith ain't having that.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I was looking at this. It's off topic, because when we were talking about Brock Purdy, I pulled up his contract.
Yeah.
This man, you see his dead cap numbers?
Who?
Brock Purdy.
No.
2024 dead cap, $38,000. 2025 dead cap, $19,000. Yes, thousand, one comma, $1,000. I said, I'll be damn.
Kyle Shanahan is like, I'll just sell my pool cover and pay for that. For real, 38.
You know what Bean would do with this? Oh my God.
What's going on outside looking in? Topics today. Right now we're going through stuff we heard. We're gonna get into the head coach rankings list that came out on Twitter and other platforms. And I am proposing a name change for the Buffalo Bills, and it's not even. I'll put it like this: it's not my idea. It's just what it seems like the Bills want to do based on what they're doing.
And I of course, if I can fit in some draft talk, I'm gonna do it.
Of course. I'm cool with that. Okay. My next thing, I thought this was just kind of funny. I wanted to bring this up. So, Steph Diggs tweeted out, ketchup goes in the fridge, by the way, not the cabinet.
Oh, man, controversy. What's that mean? Is he going to the Chiefs?
Excuse me.
It's got to be a cold spot, not a warm spot. Red team. Oh, man, deliberate.
I'm going to give this man credit. Justin Miller, he copied that, right? And then he put the text right above it. This just in, Diggs requests trade from Bills. Like, that's really how it goes.
It is.
Like, the man really just talking about ketchup, and now all of a sudden, well, we don't know where he's going to go. Can we just leave him alone?
No, because what it is he's so immature.
Right.
He's doing it because y'all screwing with him. Leave him alone. He'll go away.
Right.
If he doesn't get attention, what do they always say? If the kids are acting up, if you don't give them attention, they go away.
Like, Diggs strikes me as the person to like laugh at all this.
Exactly.
But then do little stuff like this just to see y'all move.
Just to see y'all freak
dance
out
puppets.
about it. Dance. What are you gonna do next? But he's an idiot. He's the diva. No, you guys are giving it too much energy. I mean, it's funny, and that tweet is exactly is that tweet a Twitter?
Yeah, it's a tweet. Yeah.
That's exactly why he put something like that out, because he wants to see what's gonna happen.
Yep.
Ketchup goes in the fridge and not the cabinet.
Oh my God, he's asking for a trade. That's cold. He's talking to his brother. His brother knows what ketchup means. Come on, man.
Ketchup K, Kansas City K. Oh, snap.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Red. Oh God.
Oh,
it's about to get thick. No, get out of here.
Speaking of trade,
what you got?
T. Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is this? 2 weeks ago now, he asked for a trade.
Right.
Have we heard anything on that?
I haven't. Have you?
Well, I've heard nothing. But is there a way? Is there a way?
Oh God. My brain is about to bleed.
Is there a way that the Buffalo Bills could trade T. Higgins for Stephon Diggs?
No.
Well,
that's not a way. There's no way you can do that.
Well, there is if they would be willing to take on the contract.
You would still be legally obligated to a certain percentage of that, so you can't get rid of all of it.
So what's the lowest percentage the Bills would be responsible for?
Honestly, that I'm not sure what the exact numbers, but I know with the T. Higgins, because you're talking about a trade that would probably involve a June 1st cut, dead cap, whatever was amortized. Balance of his dead cap is for the 22 million that he's owed in 2025.
Yeah.
And then T. Higgins is probably going to ask for what, 22, 23 million too. So yeah, I no, I don't think so. I don't think that trade will work.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say, I mean, there are ways, to get it so you could get him on his team with Diggs. If you wanted to do something with some other player, move somebody or move some money along, Von Miller, and put him on for another 10 years if you want to put him on the Bills for another 10 years.
Oh, God, no.
But, no, I mean, I'm just saying, just guys like that, like Deion, those kind of contracts you can stretch out to make more space. Yeah. You could do it. But Diggs would be the hardest one because one player accounting for so much money. That's the tough part.
Yeah.
So I'll meet you in the middle.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I try hard.
You didn't vomit all over the desk. So
it's inside.
Okay, I appreciate that.
It got to my esophagus and it stopped.
Why would you say that?
I don't know.
Why would you even mention? Oh my gosh. This temperature change stuff is killing me.
Did it change again?
Huh?
I don't even know where we are anymore.
I mean, yesterday it was like almost 50, and before that it was 60 for 2 days.
Yeah, and then it's like 30, and then I don't know. I don't even know where I'm living right now. I'm here.
I don't even know how I have lungs anymore after this. Okay, what you got?
Jordan Poyer's now unbridled, unadulterated thoughts on a 13 seconds game.
I did see that.
Cliff notes: they just were way better at that time in that moment. Yes, they were. To be honest, it might not have been good enough to beat one of the top college teams at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You're right.
Straight up. Yes.
You're right. I mean, let's. It is what it is. Let's call it what it is. I mean, they folded in 13 seconds.
Yeah.
And we knew. I said, it's too much time. I don't care how much time. If Mahomes has the ball with 1 second on the clock, I'm still scared. It's just too much time for me. But yeah, that defense is they effectively made every call they could wrong in that situation. They zigged when they should have zagged. Mm-hmm. And the funny and the ironic thing about it is, and I don't know if you probably heard it with Josh Allen. Everybody talks about the Travis Kelce play where, he said, just I'm gonna do something and just throw me the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We had a play just like that.
Did we?
Yeah, the third Gabe Davis touchdown.
Oh, wow.
It was right after a penalty, and they said, Josh Allen said that they got in a huddle, and he was like, you want to pump it? And Gabe was like, hell yeah. So I had cool. So he said, however it went, they had, they give him extra time to think about it, and he dropped back, and Gabe did something that he wasn't supposed to do because they're the only two who knew what the play was going to be, and he threw the ball. He was wide open. Touchdown. So we had the same exact instance, but they just had a better one at the last minute.
Man.
Yeah, so I mean Jordan Poyer, and the thing about Jordan Poyer, don't poop on Jordan Poyer. This man was all pro, he was a Pro Bowler. He gave us everything he had. Drove to Kansas City in a van to play a game with collapsed lungs and a broken elbow. The man was jacked up.
No, yeah, I so when I
not you. I'm talking about people that now he has in Miami, because I've seen a lot of vitriol about the Miami hat. I'm like,
oh yeah,
he lives in Miami. He got family in Miami.
I mean, that's just like some people are just fans for the sake of being fans and the camaraderie that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that to me is just annoying.
It's annoying.
You know. But when I saw this interview, I thought to myself, he's protecting the brand. He's protecting the Bills, and more so, namely, he's protecting Sean McDermott.
Mm-hmm.
Because for him to say, they were just better than us, I mean,
not before 13 seconds.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you guys were dominant in that game.
Right.
And everybody knew with 13 seconds left, you had that game won based on how you had performed the whole game. Yeah, so, the fact that it came out in the Tyler Dunn report that Sean McDermott took over the coaching calls, in that last, series, and essentially ruin their chances of winning. I think it was noble for Poyer to come out and say what he said. Yeah.
And even before that, I forget I was about to try to look up the name, but I don't remember where to start. Before I forget, rest in peace, Lou Gossett. You might know him as the bald-headed militant with the dangly cross earring. I always wondered why he had the cross earring in the hoop. But that was a cool cat, man. Did you know? And Mom sent this to me earlier. He actually was a part of the Knicks for a brief second in 1959.
What?
Yeah, he was in practice, I guess, and he found out he got a audition or got considered for the role in Raising in the Sun. Raising in the Sun, yeah. And so he said they were offering him $700 per diem, and that was more than most NBA players making at the time. He said, man, I'm taking that. I'm out of here. And next thing you know, he's in all these movies. He's just the face of, I guess, like I put on Twitter, he's the face of my black childhood. Because everywhere you looked, it was him, it was Harry Belafonte, it was Sidney Poitier, Bill Cosby, and all those. And, he's the one that people don't remember. They don't talk about. So I want to give him his flowers now, even though he's no longer with us, at 87 years old. Rest in peace, Lou Gossett.
All right. Rest in peace.
And the other thing I want to say, in better news, T, thought I forgot. Happy birthday to you from yesterday. Happy belated. Obviously, I said it to you on time, but I want the team. I want the show. I want everybody to join me in this festivities that they've not ended yet. Because, as you used to say, it's my birthday weekend. Hey! I don't have mine. But
there you go.
Hey! So happy birthday to you. Enjoy your weekend. Back to football news, Jim. Jordan Poyer, yeah, he definitely said it nicely. He said it nicely, what everybody, I guess, I hope, knew by now. Mm-hmm. That players mess up too. It's okay. McDermott messed up. He messed up. It happens. Yeah. He took. But the thing about that is that I respect. If he would have said I did it, I just wanted to make. If it was my fault, I wanted it to be my fault. That's how I look at it. We're in a tough situation, and I wanted to be called a certain way because I see it going this way, and I was wrong.
Right.
That's all you gotta say. You ain't gotta say anything, but don't let us think it's Leslie Frazier. Don't let us think it is Matt Smiley. Don't let us think it's these guys that had nothing to do with it because you took the call away. So yeah, I think the components of Tyler Dunn, Jordan Poyer, and I wish I remembered the guy's name. It was a Bills insider that leaked it that McDermott stripped the defensive calls from Frazier in that situation too. Mm-hmm. That was about a year ago. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Yep. Okay. We're on pace. We're good. So, you want to get into the head coach rankings here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So, when you sent me this list,
mm-hmm.
and I texted you this. When you sent me this list, I looked at it and I thought about, Nate Geary's comment on it.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see if I still have that so I can.
I got it on my phone. I can pull it up. I could actually cropped it so I could put it in my notes. So give me a second.
Let's see here. Okay, yep, I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. So Nate Geary tweeted this head coach rankings list out, and this is for the 2024 season, or going into the 2024 season, I should say. NFL head coach rankings, right? So the list is number 1, Andy Reid, number 2, Sean McVay, number 3, Kyle Shanahan, number 4, John Harbaugh, number 5, Mike Tomlin, number 6, Jim Harbaugh, number 7, Matt LaFleur, number 8, Sean Payton, number 9, Dan Campbell, number 10, Mike McDaniel. Okay. Nate Geary's comment on this was Sean Payton and Mike McDaniel above McDermott. I'm not the biggest McDermott guy, but how many division titles does McDaniel have? Hell, what's his record against McDermott? So initially, I saw that and I'm like, damn straight. Why the hell is Sean McDermott not on this list? I was like, this is an outrage.
And for you to even do that for 5 minutes is crazy to me.
Right, exactly. Then I thought about this. Okay, I'm going to go through this list again, and I'm going to give you what I believe to be the reasons why this list is valid and should stay the way it is.
All right, and I'm going to give you some rebuttal, but don't ask me who would I replace them because I don't know that many coaches. So
no, I don't go that route. I'll just take the argument. I'm not going to force you into a box and picking somebody else. Okay, Andy Reid, self-explanatory. Okay, Sean McVay has won Super Bowl and is widely regarded as probably the second best offensive mind in the NFL right now. Okay. Kyle Shanahan, been to multiple Super Bowls as an offensive coordinator and a head coach combined.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. His team, wins-wise in the NFC and progress-wise and play-wise, has been a very dominant team since he's been there. Okay. So that makes sense at number 3. You got the 3 best offensive minds in the NFL. That makes sense. They're 1, 2, and 3.
I'll take that.
John Harbaugh has a Super Bowl win. Okay. His team is, coming back, and they were in the AFC Championship game last season. I get it.
Yeah, for that one, that to me is definitely they were the number 1 team in the league last year. What were they, 13-4? So I get that.
Mike Tomlin, 2 Super Bowl wins under his belt. Okay. So if we're talking about guys who have proven they could do it and guys who continuously win, nobody does it like Mike Tomlin. Nobody has had double-digit wins every single season, okay? Like Mike Tomlin has, I should say. Jim Harbaugh. This is the one guy on this list that it's hard to make an NFL case for, but he has been to a Super Bowl as an NFL head coach with the 49ers. Right? He coached against his brother in the Super Bowl. Now, every coach after this, except for Sean Payton, has not even been to a Super Bowl yet. Okay, and I think the reason Sean Payton is so low on this list is is partly because of what's taken place in Denver the last 2 years.
That's the thing that I have with this list. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at Jim Harbaugh for 2024. I'm looking at the Chargers. I don't know what this is based on. Is it based on? It's got to be based on the team in general that he's coaching in 2024.
I mean, it's a head coach ranking, so I think it's just going based off of reputation, accomplishments, what they've done recently, that type of deal, and the fact that he's coming from, one outside looking in says 1 through 6, I'm fine with, I'm not. I think you're 1 through 5 is the one because 6 is Jim Harbaugh, and that's the first one I'm looking at like could be, but I don't know, and that's the one that really made me think, like you said. Well, okay, so I guess in this sense, answer this question: as it stands right now, who's a better head coach, Matt LaFleur or Jim Harbaugh? Because Matt LaFleur is at number 7 behind.
LaFleur.
Huh?
Right now, I put LaFleur.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, this goes one of two ways. Like how you just said, if that's the rubric, that changes things a little bit.
Well, I don't know this is the rubric,
And
but
that's the thing.
it would make the most sense if that's how they were doing these rankings, because all the guys, like I said, except for Sean Payton's got a Super Bowl win, Harbaugh doesn't, but Harbaugh's been more accomplished in the last 2 years than Sean Payton has, and in the NFL, he's been to a Super Bowl with the 49ers. So,
if they're looking at it in that regard, then okay, I can look
and
at it
Harbaugh has a national
differently.
championship too. You know
Well,
what I'm
that's I mean, that's irrelevant to me. That's only
Right,
only
it's the NFL.
because
You're right.
how many of these guys could have possibly done it. But the thing is, are we on that rubric? Or are we talking about which one are these going to be the top 10 coaches in the 2024 season in and of itself?
Well, I think my opinion is, I think this is saying, as of right now, these are the top 10 head coaches
In the league.
Going into 2024.
I'm still not going to put Harbaugh in there.
That's fair.
That's the one.
That's fair.
And Sean Payton, no.
Really?
No.
He's got a Super Bowl win.
He's also got a $38 million dead cap after getting rid of $38 million out of Russell Wilson and Jerry Judy's not there anymore. And my thing is like, okay, you're on the hot seat, sir.
But that's the again, like, but that's why I say,
right.
Like when I looked at this list and I really thought deeply about it, I said that has to be the only reason he's on this list is because he has a Super Bowl ring.
I need answers.
Huh?
I need answers.
Well, right. But obviously we're not going to get
them. Yeah.
But, so I mean, that's why I say what I'm saying makes the most logical sense in my opinion. And somebody watching, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, whatever the case may be. But
hey, we're just trying to put this together. Ain't no wrong answers here.
well, there definitely is.
Whoever put this out is wrong.
Right. That's why I'm saying you think the Jim Harbaugh pick is wrong. And then obviously number 7 is Matt LaFleur, Sean Payton is number 8, Dan Campbell is number 9, and Mike McDaniel is number 10.
How the hell did Dan Campbell finally make a list like this?
Well, he made the NFC Championship.
Well, I know.
game.
I mean, I'm happy with it because this guy forever had the Lions not looking so great. I mean, it wasn't him.
100%.
It was just, so for now, after 1 year, and I'm not saying this in tongue in cheek, after 1 year, Dan Campbell is now regarded as a top 10 coach. That is excellence. That is excellence, folks. It might be
He's
Daniel.
being facetious, just so y'all know.
No, I'm being serious. That's
really?
excellent. Yeah, I mean, you
Wow.
just think about it. He's been a head coach. How long has he been a head coach? We'll say, I don't know.
3 years?
3 years? Okay. So,
Last year was his 3rd year.
Okay, so in his first 2 years, they were dumpster juice.
I would say the last 2 years they've been widely regarded as like an up-and-coming team. First year might have been dumpster juice, but they were.
That was definitely dumpster juice.
they were
Second year,
rebuilding. Yeah.
okay,
They were
it's
respectable.
debatable.
Yeah, they were respectable because we played him in his second year,
Yeah, we did.
and they gave us a tough game.
I mean,
They almost beat us.
that was the.
It took a 3rd and 25 miracle pass from Allen to Diggs just to get us enough yardage to keep going for that field goal to win that game.
Ain't that how we beat them when we had Kyle Lorton and Sammy Watkins? Wasn't that like a 4th and?
Oh my gosh,
million,
I don't even
yeah.
remember the Sammy Watkins days.
Yeah, he had that
Maybe.
miracle catch. It was like 4th down, and we're
Sammy
supposed to
Watkins
lose.
had a catch?
A big catch, a one hand tap to himself. Yeah,
Oh,
huge
that
catch.
jogs the memory.
Yeah.
That jogs the memory.
I think that was against Detroit. Obviously, it wasn't against Dan Campbell, but it's something about that stadium. It's something in the water over there. But yeah, that and then Mike McDaniel.
Well, okay, so really quick, Outside Looking In says John was great with the Niners. He was able to make a Super Bowl and was in the NFC West, which is one of the best divisions in the league during his span. Yeah, to me, I think that's why the people on this list are on this list. It's because of their most recent accomplishments combined with their total career accomplishments. And for Harbaugh to have just come off of turning Michigan around in 1 year in the same way that Dan Campbell turned around the Lions in 1 year and got them to turned them around in 3 years and got them to an NFC Championship game. I think Harbaugh gets the respect because he got to a Super Bowl in the NFL and then went to the college level and won it all. You know what I'm saying? Like literally in one season, he won it all. So for him to now come back to the NFL with the accomplishments that he has, I think again, I don't know. I'd have to look around at the rest of the teams in the league. Maybe you want to pull up a list of all the other. Okay, and then we can kind of look.
I was
going to
say, let's not forget about Jim Harbaugh's flame out at Stanford. Anyway.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. I don't know because so literally right after he left Stanford, he went to the 49ers, right? And with the 49ers, he had them in the Super Bowl in 2 years, if I'm not mistaken.
I suppose.
I know it was Green Bay head coach, also Matt LaFleur. Well.
Wait, they don't want him on the list?
Outside looking in doesn't agree with Matt LaFleur being on this list.
But you agree with Sean Payton? Okay, fine.
He's got a Super Bowl ring. You cannot
I keep forgetting
take that away from
See, I keep forgetting we're going with based on that logic. That's a different logic.
Right.
Take this away from me. That's a different logic altogether. Producer, get that out of here. You already know where that's going.
Yo, the clapper is revealing his Twitch too much.
It's gonna be just like that the little dial thing I was messing with.
Oh, is that what it was? That's why you tossed it?
That's why I tossed
Junie, did you catch him at all? Yeah, we got you. All right, that's going on the show.
Well, they did on this thing too, so yeah. I can't get away from it. Okay, right. So
yeah, Matt LaFleur, real quick, I think Matt LaFleur's thing is not only did he get credit for putting up with Aaron Rodgers, but the job that he did with Jordan Love last year and getting them almost to the NFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have no beef with LaFleur. Okay. My beef is never mind. You
forgot again? You forgot again?
No,
all right,
I didn't forget.
So let's go through this list, and I'll try to leave all the names off. Okay,
right,
does that make it easier?
I think it does. No.
No, Frank Reich's not a head coach.
Yeah, because that was on the other one. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Making 24. No, it's hires. Don't like it. Stall them out.
Okay, so Mike McDaniel, I think, is on this list because of his offensive prowess. The success that he's had with a quarterback that everybody thought he was going to get rid of to begin with. Mm-hmm. For him to build a team that is widely regarded as a very dangerous team with one very, 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 very big flaw.
What's that?
Right. Right.
I was waiting for it.
You know it is. It's Tua, man. Dang. So you got it up?
Yeah, I just wanted I was trying to fact check to make sure this was right before I presented it to you.
Okay, so
okay, let's do this based on McDermott. Yes or no? We'll do yes or no based on better or not.
Better than McDermott or not?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with it.
Okay, and you cannot. And Rich, he cannot say no. McDermott is worse than all of them either. We're gonna keep him. We're gonna hold him true to this.
All right, go
Jonathan
for it.
Gannon, 4-13 for Arizona last year.
Where's Jonathan Gannon? Oh, Jonathan Gannon was the defensive coordinator for the Eagles
before Arizona.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where he came from.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, because Shane Steichen was the offensive coordinator. He went to Indy, and Jonathan Gannon was their defensive coordinator last year and went to Arizona. So yes, I'm willing to say he's worse than McDermott.
Okay. Raheem Morris hasn't done anything, so he doesn't count.
Nope.
That's Atlanta. John Harbaugh on the list. So we'll just say, I guess you're going to say yes. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I think he's better. Dave Canales.
Sean McDermott for the Buffalo Bills. He better than Sean McDermott?
Probably not.
Dave Canales for Carolina. I don't know where, honestly. He came from Arizona. Arizona's offensive coordinator, I believe. So what do you got for that?
For Canales?
Yeah.
Not better.
Okay, good. Matt Eberflus, skip it.
Nope.
Zach Taylor, Cincinnati.
Way better.
Wait a minute. Was he on the list?
No, he was not.
Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Why is he not on the list? What is this list based on?
Well, he has one Super Bowl appearance. Before that, no AFC Championship appearances, and I think no playoff wins. If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. No.
Okay, so
they had to have had at least one divisional round win since they've been going to the playoffs.
Right, because they got one AFC championship, 2 AFC North championships, and 2 playoff berths.
Right. So, okay. I mean, Mike McDaniels had none of those. Maybe he would go ahead of Mike McDaniel.
He's 5-2 in the playoffs.
Okay, so
just trying to give you all the facts.
Right. If I was to try and defend Mike McDaniel, really quick, outside looking in says Taylor wasn't better without his quarterback, new age.
Okay, now you're adding in way more variables.
That's a good point.
No, it's not.
There's
too many variables.
Too many
variables.
Look at what Mike McDaniel has done with a quarterback that nobody thought was going to be worth anything.
Oh, you talking about Mike McDaniels? Wait, who? Tua? That's not true.
What? No, listen.
That's not true. Tua was regarded as a top 10 quarterback coming out of Alabama. He was. I didn't think he was good.
But after his first 2 years there.
Oh, after his first 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. After his first 2 years in the NFL, everybody thought he was dog doo-doo. And Mike McDaniel polished him up, showed everybody what he could do in his offense. Now all of a sudden everybody talking about, well, you got to give him the bag, you got to give him the bag.
Yeah, but it's not based on Tua though. I mean, I'm not talking about you, but it's based on we're going too deep into this right now.
Okay.
Coaches.
All right.
Coaches.
Okay. All right.
OLI. Coaches.
All right.
He's probably like, you know what, Keith? Later for you, I'm gonna tell you this. It's gonna be for Tua. That's what he's gonna put in hashtag Tua watch. But yeah, no, I think Zach Taylor has to be on this list if you got Dan Campbell.
Outside looking at this is don't speak their name, Key.
I won't. I'm sorry. Let's see. Kevin Stefanski for the Browns. 2 AP Coach of the Year awards.
I mean, that has to make him better.
I'm about to say that stands for something. And he's not on the list.
Right.
Mike McCarthy, Dallas, 2 NFC East championships, 3 playoff berths.
He's got a Super Bowl win. You got to give it to him. He's got
He's not on the list. Okay. Sean Payton's on the list. Dan Campbell. Matt LaFleur, yeah. D'Amico Ryans.
Mm-hmm.
Shane, would you take Ryans over McDermott?
I need to see more first.
You know what, and I respect that. I respect that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I ain't even.
No. You're good. I was just gonna say I need to see more first. I mean, right off the bat, putting the staff that he put together, and making sure to be, in lockstep with his GM to get the players that they got in order to make both the defense and the offensive system work the way they're working. The way that he's managing these younger players, I like what I see. And I think if we see this again next year, and it should be better next year because the players are going to be better next year.
They're getting players over there now.
Huh?
They're getting players there now.
Right. And people want to go there because they got a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in Houston. It's hot. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very desirable place. I think if he does it again next year, I'm going to be willing to say he's better.
Yeah, I think D'Amico Ryans to me is like, as I like to say, on steroids. He's like McDermott on steroids. He's a defensive guy. See, I got to stop saying you got me saying defensive minded.
Or you could say it like this. He's better at understanding how to work with players from all walks.
Yeah, I was going to say
because he's an older guy himself.
Well, he's not as old as we are. He's 38. I think.
Right,
yeah.
right. But what I mean by that is he played in the league.
Oh yeah. It did last generation.
Peyton Manning's and Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of came from that golden era of football.
Yeah. I was gonna say I like D'Amico slightly above McDermott only because and not tongue in cheek at all. He has the ability to acquiesce and let his coaches do their jobs.
Yes.
He's innovative.
Yep.
He's inclusive. He asks the players what they want to do. I'm not saying McDermott doesn't do it in totality, but to not even know who's the defensive coordinator is going to be yet,
right?
You can't relinquish control. So yeah, I think D'Amico Ryans from the defensive standpoint, which I don't even know what the trend is because now it looks like defensive coaches are now starting to be winning again. Maybe because their minds are, like I said, they're innovative. They don't think in defensive terms only.
Yeah, right, and that's the key. So the age of the strictly defensive coordinator is out.
Yeah.
If you came from being a defensive coordinator and you want to have success, you have to learn how to just be a head coach.
Right.
You can't be a defensive head coach. You have to just be a head coach and manage the people.
Exactly. And that's it's funny because that's what I was saying when we were talking, pre-Denver game when I lost it, and I said, "Screw it, fire this guy."
Right.
Every week before that, I said just what you said. Just manage your people, hire people, let them do their jobs. And D'Amico Ryans, he got it. He figured it out quickly, and Tank Dell away. A receipt, they're a better running back away. They're, now they got pieces. So this team is going to be a scary team, and I think D'Amico Ryans is going to be the figurehead for their transition.
Yep.
So Indianapolis, Shane Steichen.
100%.
Okay. Doug Peterson.
100%.
Okay. Well, Andy Reid, that his little
1,000%.
Right, his little square is way too big. Antonio Pierce. I don't know enough about them.
Yeah, I need to see more.
Yeah. Jim Harbaugh's on the list, but this is empty right here.
You had to point that out.
This is empty
Ain't
over
no
here.
NFL accolades right now on the wiki page.
Sean McVay, 1 Super Bowl, 2 NFC championships, 3 NFC West championships, 5 playoff berths, 1 AP Coach of the Year.
Yep.
So, yeah, obviously, and he's a plus 600 win percentage in the regular season, plus 600.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take it. Mike McDaniels, obviously. He's on the list already, so do I think he's better than McDermott? No. But, I mean, whatever.
I think the thing with Mike McDaniel is his, like I said, it's just his offensive prowess. It's his ability to build such a dynamic offense and such a dynamic scheme around very unique talent. You know what I mean? For him to have put together this team basically in 1 year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he did it in 1 year under everybody's nose and nobody saw this coming.
Right.
And not only that, but he's found a way to change the game with his offense because technically with the releases that Waddle and Tyreek Hill get with the motions and stuff like that, it in spirit breaks the rules, but by the letter of the law, it doesn't.
Yeah, Tyreek, like I said, in our text message we were talking about, Tyreek said, man, I'm tiptoeing legality when I go on in a motion play because I got to make sure I'm not moving towards the line. It's a free release. It's like an AFL, Arena Football League, or even Canadian Football League release. He's running, he's moving it to get a advantageous spot, open on the field where he can use his 4.2 speed to get busy, which is what he's done for the course of his tenure in Miami.
Yep. Kevin O'Connell, Minnesota
Vikings.
I need to see more. He's only had 1 year there. I need to see more. All these first year coaches, I'm.
Well, he's in his second. This is his second year.
Right, he's going into his second year.
No, he's going into his third. 22, he started in 22.
He did?
Yeah.
What did he have? Oh, last year he got rid of Cook.
Mm-hmm.
So he let a bunch of guys go. You know what? They went through a bunch of quarterbacks, though, and the performances that he got out of some of these dudes that weren't supposed to do anything,
yeah,
I do have to give him credit for that.
What's the guy's name that was all over the place and everybody wanted him?
The guy I was trying to get back from you. I traded him to you, and then I was trying to get him back all season long in fantasy football.
Josh, whatever.
Josh. Man.
It's not Downs. It's
No, that's a wide receiver for the Colts.
Josh.
Quarterback Josh. No,
he's not.
It's not none of those. You
Where
sure
is
it's
he now?
Josh?
No. Where was he last year? He went to. Did he go to the Saints last year?
No, I feel like we're wasting time on this. We can figure that out some other time.
No, I can get it right away. Yeah, Minnesota. 2023. He was there for a second.
Played there?
Josh Dobbs.
Joshua Dobbs. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Now I feel better about life. He almost made that man some money. Everybody wanted that dude. He went from Arizona to Minnesota. Yeah. Everybody wanted that dude. Then he threw like 1 million interceptions in the game, and that was it for Joshua Dobbs.
Yep.
Carrying on.
Rich says McDermott will get us our first Super Bowl this year.
This year?
This year.
Okay.
That's your boy. I mean,
I wasn't gonna say this year. I mean, I would.
No,
I know.
You either rock with him or you don't.
I wasn't gonna say this year, but I was gonna say I could see him getting us our first Super Bowl. Not this year though. Where are we? Yeah, I know.
No, not happening. Sorry, unfortunately, unless somehow they miraculously.
Wait, isn't that what you said you're going to shave your beard off for?
Huh?
Isn't that what you said you're going to shave your beard off?
If he wins the Super Bowl, I'm sorry. I said if he gets to the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, even better.
He don't even have to win. If he gets to the Super Bowl this year, I will shave my beard.
Right. Get them cheeks together.
Straight up. I'm not even worried about it. I'm continuing to grow this bad boy.
I see. More to cut. He's number 3 guard. Gerard Mayo, he's still out there in the way. No, Dennis Allen for New Orleans, the Saints, no.
Yes, Rich, big fat if. 390-pound if. What? Why is it too much? The weight was too much?
It was too vast.
Okay, it's too specific.
Brian Day. He didn't say 392 or anything like that. He just said he rounded it down.
390.
There you go. He was considerate.
Okay, Todd Bowles, no.
Where are we? No. Brian Daboll.
Oh, that's tough.
Let him get some actual players and see what happens.
Right. I mean, their cap situation has been atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, granted, it took them. It's taken them 2 years to get to this point now where they got it. They got a nice high pick, and they're in a space where they can either trade up and get a quarterback, or they can stay put and get a quarterback. But either way, they're gonna be able to get another quarterback. I do think that's what they're looking for. I don't think they're the rest of the eggs that they're trying to put in a basket sits with Daniel Jones anymore. But they gave him the contract they had to give him at the time because there wasn't any other opportunities to get anybody else. Right. So it's just them making the best of a bad situation. But yeah, you're right. Give him, like, we've seen what he can do as an offensive coordinator. So yes.
You already got one AP Coach of the Year award.
Right. And he had a team full of nobodies.
Right.
And Saquon Barkley.
Right. Robert Saleh. Nah.
I can't say that. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
Can't do it. They ready to get rid of it. They giving this dude swirlies and wedgies and all this stuff. No, I'm good.
Outside looking in, it says, I'm a proud Dayball hater. Giga Maggies.
Dang. You hate Dayball? Is it because he left? Dang.
Well, because he was with Alabama.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
We're going that far back. Jesus, okay. Jesus, he was there for like a year or two, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I guess.
Listen, when the red runs deep like that,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
Okay, so
Nick Sirianni,
yes,
not on the list. Mike Tomlin's on the list. Kyle Shanahan on the list. Mike McDonald. I don't even know where you know where he came from. I don't know where he came from.
He said, "Don't speak their name." Okay, sorry.
Okay, you know we won't say it because I don't like him either.
I mean, to be fair, you were on the Let's Ride bandwagon. So if I sneak a little Roll Tide up in this piece,
it's not funny anymore.
It's warranted.
It's not funny anymore.
It's warranted.
It's not funny anymore.
Huh?
You cut me deep on that one.
I cut you deep on the Roll Tide?
You cut me deep. No, not on the Roll Tide. I don't care about Roll Tide, but just trying to bail out Alabama. Ugh.
What's wrong with Alabama?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I actually didn't like Brian Dibble because he came from Alabama for a moment.
What?
I hate Alabama.
They gave you Julio Jones, baby.
They didn't give me Julio Jones. They didn't give me nothing. They gave me Marcel Darius. They gave us Levi Wallace.
They gave you Calvin Ridley, baby.
I ain't get him. Nah.
What did they do?
No, we had the.
How did they offend you?
How did they offend me?
Yeah.
By giving me all these superstar players in college who came out to be a can of beans in the pros. You gonna give me 8 good players, 10 good players.
But did you lose some money?
Nah.
So let me get this right. You ain't outside looking at this and preach, Key. So let me get this right. You didn't lose no money.
No.
Right? No. Did they talk about your mama?
They might have.
They might have.
You know, my family is from Alabama.
You have reason to believe that Marcel Darius and company might have talked about your mama?
Marcel Darius didn't, but I mean somebody like him may have.
What? So you automatically assuming somebody like Marcel Darius went to Alabama?
Yeah. Dude,
the ridiculousness just continues to get worse.
Alabama, being a college, Alabama's like the Patriots to a Bills fan.
Huh?
Alabama for a college fan is not an Alabama fan, is like the Patriots to a Bills fan. Alabama is the bane of existence of all. They have to be one of the most hated colleges in NCAA. They have to be. If you're not a Roll Tide fan, they just have a following that's so big that you would never know.
Think about what they were before Nick Saban got there. They weren't that big.
No, they weren't.
Right. So I mean, to me, in my mind, it's
I'm
like,
good with that.
Huh?
I'm good with that. See what happens with Nick Saban when he retires and watch him drop in the AP polls.
Well, right.
You couldn't buy him out of the top 1 or 2 slot, even though they were garbage. You couldn't buy him out.
What do you want Nick Saban to do? You want him to just be terrible?
No, I ain't mad at Nick Saban. Nick Saban did what he was supposed to do. So he dominated college ranks. Went to Miami, sucked, and then tucked his tail between his legs and went back to Alabama. That's what he's supposed to do because that's what his players should have did. We're garbage.
Outside looking and say, yes, they're like the Yankees. Listen, you need to back up off the Yankees first off.
And I will say, I told the story. I will say, this is cultural. Nothing more, nothing less.
I watched the Yankees in their World Series days back in the 90s.
Wow.
90s.
Well, that's David Justice, isn't it?
2000s, huh?
That's David Justice, isn't it?
Man, David Justice, Derek Jeter.
Okay, that's all I got.
Who else?
No, he was on the team. No, he was in Houston.
No. Who else? Man, I'm drawing a blank.
You could say anybody.
Strawberry was on the team still.
Oh, you could say Michael McDonald. I'm like, yep, he was there.
Yeah.
I don't know baseball, and I don't pretend to. I'll go to Bison's game, but I don't know anything else. So yeah, Alabama trash. Anyway, so we're gonna go on to Tide Bowls.
I'm making it my mission, my life's mission now. I will not let Alabama be disrespected on this show. I refuse.
Right. Outside looking in.
Roll Tide. That's right. Roll Tide. That's right.
I'm conflicted.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, you said that kind of.
I can go all night. How long you want to go?
You said that like somebody from Alabama. I go all night, brother.
It's 7:30. We got to get going.
I'm interested in your next topic, but no, we got to finish this off. Let's see. We got Brian Callahan. Don't know him. Dan Quinn. You're a commander. I don't like you. So okay.
He's made a Super Bowl. He's made a Super Bowl with the Falcons.
You see this here?
He's
empty.
How you figure that? Dan Quinn was the head coach of the.
He's a defensive coordinator.
Oh no, he was a defensive coordinator. That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
my bad.
He was
outside looking in. Roll Tide.
Did I send you that earlier? Hold on. Did I send you that earlier?
What?
It was an Instagram. I think I sent it to you. Yeah, I did. I know I did. And it made me laugh when you said Roll Tide in my head. I didn't laugh out loud. I wanted to keep it going, but I'll show it to you again. Okay. I'll send it to you again because I was like, wow, these people really wow. All right, so what do we surmise from this list? I don't really know what the point of the exercise really was, but I just wanted to get it off my chest.
It was to see first off who I thought was better than Sean McDermott.
Yeah, then it kind of spiraled.
Pretty much everybody that's not a first-year head coach or somebody who's just absolutely horrible.
It kind of spiraled out because I was like, wait, they're not on the list. Why are they not on the list? Why is
well,
this guy
no,
not
that's some good points. So, like, can we scroll up a list?
Yeah,
okay, so let me see here. So, who should be on this list ahead of? I think most of these guys should be ahead of Mike McDaniel and their accomplishments. Nick Sirianni definitely should be ahead of Mike McDaniel. To me, that's the guy that sticks out the most because he has no playoff wins. Mm-hmm. He's been to the playoffs 2 years in a row, but he has no playoff wins.
Yeah.
But I think the part that people are probably looking at when they put him on this list is it's really like if you really look at the root issues with that team, it's not his fault. It's the limitations of his quarterback. Mm-hmm. His offense is only ever going to be as good as the limitations of his quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So I think people kind of give him, credit based off of that. Mm-hmm. Kevin Stefanski, absolutely, should be on this list. But who do you put him ahead of? I mean, maybe you can make a case for Matt LaFleur, maybe.
Stefanski?
Yeah. Just because he's supposed to be an offensive guy, right? His offenses, in my mind, haven't looked that great at all. If anything, in Cleveland, it's been their defense that's done the job. So I don't know how much, credit I can give him for that. I don't know how much, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know how much juice that gives him, right?
Zach Taylor really gets me.
Zach Taylor should be on this list 100%. He said you should do a poll in the chat. The end of the poll towards the end of the show or the segment. Between what? Let's Ride or Roll Tide? Like, should I just ask how many people are rolling Tide or how many people are Let's Riding?
Man, if you rolling Tide,
I just don't understand the hate. I don't. Okay, you know what? So when I watched Steph Curry play for the first time, and I really I fell in love with his game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just loved the fact that there was a small dude running around here, like, just straight shit, breaking ankles and leaving other teams in awe.
He's 6'3".
Right. He's 6'3", but on the court, he's one of the smallest dudes.
Like Muggsy Bogues and Spud Webber's.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm making the same. But
no, I know what you mean.
But I mean, even in his slender build.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because I mean, looking at him, you wouldn't think he's 6'3".
No, on any topic question you have. A poll? Okay. I got one coming up. Stay tuned. I got one coming up. Next topic is definitely, I'm gonna make that a poll. What was I saying?
Steph Curry and
yeah. So when I became a fan of Steph Curry and I started watching the Golden State Warriors, like I started loving the whole team. I loved the shooting and the team aspect. Them passing the ball the way they was passing the ball, and it was just a very exciting style of play. And I started craving to see more of it. Like, I love watching these dudes play. It's exciting. The building is rowdy and having a good time. Like, I'm getting a fun feeling watching this team, right? So then I become a fan of the Warriors. Then they start making it to the finals and winning big and the rivalry with LeBron and everything that happened after that. And I started hearing a lot of people hating the Warriors. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, it's like, well, wait a second. I remember what it was like being a fan of the Bills when the Patriots started winning. And as a Bills fan, I had to hear everybody jump on the Patriots D and be all about, they win it. So I say all that to say I understand both sides of the equation because I've hated the Patriots. I've loved the Yankees. I've loved the Bulls, where there may be some people who hate the Bulls, but because Jordan was my favorite player growing up, I love the Bulls. Same thing for the Warriors. Curry's my favorite player still. I love the Warriors. They're not that great right now, but I still rock with them. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's because I think the reason why people hate like the specific player type in both eras, like the NFL, people are starting to like the Patriots
because they trash now.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you talk about the Warriors, the reason why they started hating the Warriors because they started noticing how Curry is playing, and they're starting to realize that imagine him 10 years later, he's going to be like the best, just how LeBron when he came in.
Right.
He became the best.
I liked Curry at Davidson. I liked him when he played at Davidson, and I argue with people that he was going to be the best point guard in the game before he came out. What I don't like about Curry, and it's not that he can't play. It's not that he's a scrub. It's not that he's not good. It's just
tread lightly.
What it is for me with Curry is he transformed the game in a fashion of which I don't like.
Okay.
And it's not his fault.
Yeah.
But people see him doing it. They see the longevity of it because you don't get contact. It's not physical.
Right.
The game, when you watch my Nuggets, if you ever watch Nuggets, we lost a game where we had Jamal Murray. He was driving the paint, and we had the four guys. It was a 4-on-2 break. Mm-hmm. Jamal driving the paint, and everybody else spreads out, and nobody goes to the basket with 3 seconds left on the clock to win the game. Everybody wants to shoot the 3-pointer. Wow. That's what the game. But back when we were kids, Sean Kemp would have went right to the rack. Stackhouse right to the rack. Yep. Grant Hill rack it. That game is gone. It's finesse. It's all finesse, all shooting. That's why he scored. The points are, and that's why, as much as I hate to say it, people like LeBron is going to be forever immortalized because
he goes to the paint.
Well, no, not that, but he's an all-time leading scorer. But do you realize that you have to average like 25 points a game for 22 years to beat this record right now? You have to average. First and foremost, you got to play for 22 years. Mm-hmm. You got to be relevant for 22 years. Mm-hmm. Be an all-star for 22 years and score 24 to 25 points a game for 22 years in order to beat that. That's crazy to me. It's like at 30. How long did it take to get 38,000 that Kareem had? It took forever.
What I want to know is how many tears is a player going to have to cry to meet the amount of tears that LeBron has cried during the games? That's what I want.
I would not contend that because you know where I stand with that.
All whining and being and
I was trying to give him his flowers, but you about to bring me back to the other side. You about to bring me back where I don't want to be.
I'm not. As you can tell by now, I'm not a LeBron fan at all.
No, me either. But I respect him for being my age and doing what he's doing against guys that are half his age and even more.
Yeah. All right. Huh? Yeah.
I feel like he's carrying on the same role as how the old basketball players, how they were playing. They're all about defense and dominating and being the best of the best. But once Curry came in 2009, I thought he changed the whole world.
He did.
Outside looking in, I'm triggered.
He's triggered?
I'm triggered. No,
you're triggered.
He
triggered you?
He said LeBron is king.
James.
Yeah, huh?
King James.
Yeah.
He named himself that. Like Flip Murray named himself Flip.
Okay, all right. I feel like this whole deal is just something to get up under Aramis's skin now, so I'm just going to move right along.
What happened now?
Huh?
What happened now?
I'm still talking about this LeBron thing, and then now all of a sudden he talking about how,
Nah, no. Nah, I'm a Kobe fan, but
you this is too. I'm getting the jitters. This is too much basketball talk for me.
I was gonna go back.
Huh?
I'm going back.
Okay, yeah, but the basketball dude over there ain't letting it go. All right, so no, because you love talking basketball, and this ain't the show for that. Anyway, no. I
got you.
Okay, Key will come on your show. That's fine. I might call in or I might troll the comments a little bit. I might do something like that. I might troll the comments. That's fine. That is all the way fine. I'm gonna find out who all your favorite players are, and I'm gonna talk so much trash.
You gonna call him from the living room?
Huh?
You gonna call him? Oh, you know what he's doing it.
Right.
Trash. Click.
No, what I'm really gonna do is I'm gonna start hitting him with spitballs right on set. That's right. You think you gonna finish your podcast clean and clear? Nah, buddy, that ain't going down like that.
But yeah, no. So I mean, yeah. I
outside looking in, he said he's speaking truth and knowledge. Look at that. Look at that.
Truth and knowledge. Truth and knowledge.
Yeah. Respect. Okay.
Yeah, at the top 10, I think if we're talking about this top 10 list, I just need more context because the names make sense if you look at it in one fashion, but if you look at it in a different fashion, you might skew your numbers. Like we just went through the exercise. We probably replaced 2 or 3 different people on this list.
Right.
So I don't even know. But I'm real curious about your
this name change situation.
I'm curious. Was this from one of your kids?
Let me see. Nope.
Oh.
Let me see here. This is from. Where is this thing at? Okay. So, I don't know if you heard about this, but the Buffalo Bills signed Deshaun Williams, defensive tackle, from
Carolina.
Mm-hmm. How many more? Like,
I'm glad you.
Can we just be Carolina North? Like, can we just be Panthers North?
Only if Jacksonville can be Bills South.
I would be willing to make that happen. I'd be willing to give that up. Like, just forget the Buffalo Bills for a minute. Can we just be Carolina Panthers North?
Y'all literally almost said it without even meaning to say it.
What you mean?
Well, I was about to say, well, let's ride. When you said that, I was like, dang it. That's why I stopped. Because I wasn't even thinking about, in my mind, it bounced all over my cranium. It was in there. It was stuck in there.
It is.
Anyway.
It is like just change the name already. Your GM is from there. Your head coach is from there. You get at least one player per year. At least one.
It's a pipeline
from Carolina. Right.
That's our practice squad.
Why is Carolina our farm team?
That's our practice squad.
For real. Why? Why does it have to be? Like, you can't find nowhere else to get good players from?
Wait, whoa. Good players?
Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Whoa.
You ain't got nowhere else you can get players from.
Right, there we go. Okay.
Like, think about like Samuel, Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Well, we scouted him. Like, the whole entire 2017 draft.
Right, we know you did. You drafted him.
All dudes that were scouted by Carolina, they ain't had the Bills ain't had the guys that Doug Whaley had. Sean McDermott wasn't picking those dudes.
No.
And still and yet every single year it's like, yo, that team has been trashed since y'all left. Why do y'all keep cherry picking from there?
Yeah.
If you want to, if what it really comes down to is both of y'all wanted to be in the positions that y'all in at GM and head coach
in Carolina.
That's really what it like. That had to be the golden era, the golden age of their life.
I got a lot of
was being in Carolina.
In my head right now. What you doing? I'm like, I hear you when you're right. I hear you when you're right. Say that again.
Let's just change the damn name already. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Seriously. Like, what I really want to look at is the success rate of all the players that we've gotten from Carolina. Is there a way to pull that up?
Success rate?
Success rate.
What rubric are you talking about?
So I'm looking at how many touchdowns they've contributed, how many interceptions they've contributed, how many sacks they've contributed. Like let's look at the impact that these players have had on this team.
I have to know who they are, but yeah, I could do it.
Okay.
I'll do it for next show.
Okay, so we'll do that. We'll
for next
pull
show.
that up in the next show.
Yeah, we'll parking lot that, as they say in the corporate world. Put that on the parking lot.
I thought it was. Wait, there was another term for that. Put a pin in it.
Yeah, we'll put a pin in it.
Yeah, we'll put a pin in it.
Put a pin in that.
Outside looking in and said all these Carolina guys work against Bean. Why you say that? They work against Bean? In terms of like his scouting ability, or are you saying that in terms of how he is trying to build a team? Because I could really honestly see. I could really honestly see Sean McDermott looking at all these players and where they came from and saying, well, I really like the culture in Carolina. I know these guys will fit here.
That's what that's what it originally was.
Right.
They know the culture and what we're trying to do here. They already been through it, so we're bringing them in. They were like little acolytes. Star Latour.
Little acolytes. Yes, Star. So who's the best player in your mind right now?
From Carolina?
From Carolina that we've gotten.
If you let them tell it, it's probably Kurt Coleman. I would say, well, does Samuel count? Because he went to Washington, but he was drafted by.
His ability to value good talent aboard. All these Carolina guys work against Bean in terms of his ability to value good talent.
And so basically, OLI is saying that based on these guys, you got them, you experienced them. Like I said with the practice squad, you got them, you experienced them, and
it's the familiarity thing. It's like there's more of a comfort there.
Yeah, they're not good enough, but you keep bringing them with you.
Right.
Come on, guys.
Right.
We got but no, not Kelvin Benjamin. Absolutely not.
Does it have to be Star or no? Well, no. I don't even know if you can say that. It might
didn't
have
do
to be
enough.
Samuel.
Yeah, it would probably have to. It would have to be Samuel. It would have to be.
And that's crazy.
A guy that didn't even play yet.
Huh?
The guy that didn't even play yet.
Right. Happens to be
the one that. Yeah.
You talking about Bean, right? Outside looking in, Bean is lazy. I mean, it is what it seems like. But the only caveat I have to add here is it may not be all Bean. It may be a Sean McDermott thing, telling Bean to go get these dudes based on the culture they're coming from.
Yeah, I mean, I could go with that if it was majority defense, which I really got to delve because I don't remember who these guys are. That's how much of a no name, no face they are. I don't remember who we got from Carolina when they.
Yeah.
So I have to go and see because if McDermott is saying, because they were talking about how they liked, and they kind of tied Josh Allen into Cam Newton when McDermott was talking in the press conference at the meetings last week, and basically they were saying that they liked what Cam did, they liked what he could do, and they wanted to replicate that in Buffalo, so they went and got Josh.
But Sean McDermott hated Cam.
Sean McDermott said, "I like what Cam brought, and I like what Cam could do." And we went and got Josh because we could replicate it. This is straight out of his mouth.
It was in the Tyler Dunn report. It was reported. He did not like Cam Newton.
I mean, he probably went in a minority.
Yeah, Lindsay. Yeah. We talked about that in the first I think 30 minutes or so in stuff we heard. That Reddick the Reddick trade to the Jets is massive. Just in terms of keeping the Bills up at night, man. That's that defense, those linebackers, pass rushers, defensive line, everybody that they have on defense now, and I think their safety's got a little bit better too. Let me see who they got at safety. Because I know that was probably the weakest part of their defense last year, aside from their pass rushing linebackers.
You want to see who's at the Jets?
Yeah, who were the Jets safeties last year?
What they had? What was it? Whitehead and who was the other guy?
Outside Looking In says, yes, but if it's both, then they're lazy on scouting talent around the league. Yeah.
Jordan Whitehead, Tony Adams, Ashton Davis. So it was Tony Adams was the other starter.
So it was Whitehead and Adams?
Yeah. And Adams.
Yeah.
Adams.
Yeah. No, that has to be it. And this is from last year, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I mean that's Whitehead is a box safety, and Adams is I don't really know much about Adams.
Whitehead's in Tampa Bay now, so he's gone.
Yeah.
And Adams, I don't know if he is. No, he's still a Jet.
Yeah.
It looks
Well,
like
I mean,
he was his,
both fairly young guys.
second year.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So
But yeah, that was their weakest position last year. Didn't they sign a safety this year?
I think they did.
I
think it wasn't Cameron Curl. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Lindsay says she just got home. Lindsay says she just got home. Oh,
Right.
no, okay. Sorry, Lindsay. I didn't I guess I didn't realize how what I said came across. I didn't mean it like that. But
let's see, Chuck Clark.
That's who I was thinking. Chuck Clark. Outside Looking In says, do you agree with or disagree with what? Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. All day long. I actually heard the interview that he said that in, Sean McDermott. And I completely forgot to bring that up on the show on Monday. But yeah, I heard a part of that, and then listening to what Unc was saying about it. I mean, no lies detected. I'll just put it that way. No lies detected at all, because I think it says this too. It's revelatory in just how confident Sean is in his perceived grip on his job and his perceived grip on the team and the town. I don't think as a head coach you can be secure enough to say something like that in an interview that you know is going to go public and possibly even viral, unless you had formidable assurances from your boss that you ain't going nowhere, right? So if I'm trying to put two and two together and read the tea leaves, I think what's probably most likely to happen with Sean McDermott now, and listen, Steve is probably going to be super pissed when he watches this, if he's not watching now. I think this 2-year contract is going to play out. I think Sean's going to have 2024 and 2025 to earn another extension, and if he doesn't do it by 2025, then I think he's out. And what I think really sucks about that is by 2025, Josh Allen will be 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
We will have a 30-year-old quarterback who is on the downside of his prime. Now, mind you, I understand that in today's day and age, today's NFL, players are, their bodies are performing longer, and they're able to sustain their level of play longer than what it used to be even 10 years ago, right? But for the style of play that Josh Allen has, it's not going to last too far past 30.
And I found the quote too. McDermott said in the meeting, some of what we have done here with Josh came from working with Cam. Direct quote.
Okay, that's not necessarily paying tribute or giving kudos to Cam per se, but it is saying that, based on our experience with Cam Newton, we thought it. Okay, I mean, still, what I think, is really the stick in my craw about all this is we are probably going to be stuck with a fired head coach in Sean McDermott in 2025 and a quarterback that will need to start playing from the pocket on the downside of his career, with a new head coach that's going to come in and say, I might be able to get another 3 or 4 years out of this guy. Let's try to build around him. But we're not going to see a dynasty like we had an opportunity to see at the beginning of Josh's career. Mm-hmm. Sean will have effectively wasted that whole entire thing. And Terry Pegula will have effectively wasted the entire opportunity. And this is the killer right here. We are not the Green Bay Packers. We're not going to just wake up tomorrow with another franchise quarterback. We're not going to wake up tomorrow with a plethora of wide receivers that can win in the NFL.
True. We're
not going to wake up with a defense full of, good players that are going to come in and make plays from time to time to keep us in games. Like, those are the things that we see from the Bills at the beginning of the season. Mm-hmm. But then after everybody gets tape on us and they figure, they figure this defense out, what are the adjustments? There are none. And I realize that there might be some people you can't say there are none, but I can say this confidently. The adjustments they do make don't seem to be making that much of a difference. So what does it matter anyway? But that's the reality we're in right now. That's the frustration. That's why I've been trying to push so hard to get Sean McDermott out of here as soon as possible, because not only are we on the verge of what could be a really great and positive outlook if we fire Sean McDermott after this season, because in 2025 cap space jumps. Not only is the cap itself going up, but we got a lot more cap space next year. There's a lot more contracts that are coming off the books. There's a lot of guys that we can either post-June cut or post-June trade and get some big-time money off the books if we really want to, right? Josh will still be 29. You know what I'm saying? He can still make some moves. You put a couple of extra pieces around him with some of that money that you got, and now you got a real shot at it because you've taken 2024 to kind of build back up that the second stringers that gave you the depth that you had during the Super Bowl window, right? But if this dude is allowed to be the head coach of this team in 2025, you can kiss all that goodbye. It's just kiss the baby. It's over. It's over.
So, speaking of Deshaun Williams, though, what do you know about him?
Speed, 3-tech. Speed guy.
Yeah.
280-pound kid. I don't know how tall he is.
6 feet.
Right. So
6 feet, yeah.
They basically saw an opportunity to get another Ed Oliver and put him behind Ed Oliver.
Yeah, in Carolina, they had him playing nose tackle at some point, but he had a weird route to the league. I mean, he was undrafted, and he was a practice squad guru, and then he got 2020 he was out of the league, and he signed with the Canadian Football League, which folded in 2020, couldn't do the pandemic. So he didn't play that year. Evidently, I heard he was working at Amazon, and then he went back to another practice squad, and now he landed in Buffalo. He landed in Carolina last year, and he was a starter. He started 41. Let's do the last couple of years in Carolina. He started 10 of his 16 appearances. Started 15 of 17 appearances in 2022. 8 of 15 in 2021 as a nose tackle in Denver. Nose tackle in Denver in 2020. That's crazy. For that size, a nose tackle, that's insanity. Amassed 9 sacks in his 5-year career, 7.5 in Denver, 1 in Carolina, and half of 1 in Cincy. I'm trying to see, is he a run stuffer? Not really. He has 11 total tackles for loss.
Right. He's a pass rusher.
Yeah. So I mean, people rave about how he is in displaced, not being displaced by blocks, not being forced out of his zone. But I also can tell you, I've seen a lot of instances where he got pushed back, I don't care if he's playing one tech or three. For me, if they're going to put him in an Ed Oliver situation, I almost liken my D tackles to the old special teams players. The reason why I say old because the special teams philosophy has changed now, but I liken it to if you're going to play as a depth D tackle, you should be a nose tackle. That's the way I look at it. Because a nose tackle, if you have a good nose tackle, you can put a Rousseau in at three tech. You can put in, somebody of lesser at three tech, but you have to have that one tech solidified. One tech that's the guy that takes on double team, so everybody else can live comfortably. And this guy's not going to do it. So he's probably going to be backing up Ed Oliver, like you said, and you still got Austin Johnson and DeQuan Jones manning the nose.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, take it for what it is. It's a depth guy. It's a guy that is going to pop maybe once during the season and get a hoorah out of the crowd, and that's about it, man.
Yeah. Long story short, don't use this as an ammo to overlook the defensive tackle in the draft.
Agreed. Which is still a very big possibility at pick 28. Sadly,
it's becoming more of one now. Yeah. And I'm getting scared because some of the guys that are going to be there, I'm not really interested in.
Well, like I said, if it ain't Sweat, it better be a receiver.
I actually saw a draft where Sweat was taken in the second round after, was it Adonai? It might have been after Adonai in the first. So,
how was his combine? Did you see him?
Who's that, Sweat?
Yeah. He
was okay. I mean, 360-pound guy trying to run a 40 is not the prettiest thing ever. But
no, definitely not.
I wanted to know what he benched, and he didn't bench. See, that for me.
That's a problem.
That's a big problem for me.
Yeah.
A big problem for me because if you're looking at being a one take, all I want you to do.
Did he have his pro day yet?
I don't think so. I can look it up while we're talking, but
okay.
But yeah, no, that's a red flag for me. He didn't. That's the first thing I went to. I think he ran like a 5.4 or something like that, which at that size fine.
Yeah.
His knees didn't disintegrate on impact, so we're good. But
oh my gosh, it looks like his knees have just fizzled away.
His knees came out. Chris Jones. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there.
Oh my god.
Let's see. But no, I saw a bunch of mock drafts where pro day. March 21st, that would be it. But yeah, so I saw Andre Sweat, defensive lineman, didn't just show up at his school's pro day. He showed out. Grabbing attention, turning heads, especially those from the Big Easy. But what's gotten everyone buzzing about this young talent?
Man, I hope I don't sound this cheesy. Let's dive into the nitty gritty and find out.
This is also Bull versus Blazers on Sega. Let's see. His movement skills were off the charts, demonstrating agility, speed, and power.
Forget all of that. Show me his bench.
Right. I'm like trying to kill dead air, but they're not giving me what I want. He ran a 5.27 40. Don't care. Because he's never going to do that in the league.
It's an improvement, right?
Yeah,
5.4 at the
5.34 or something. So 5, yeah. They keep talking about his strength and speed and agility. Where are the numbers? I need numbers.
Right. I need to know T'Vondre Sweat bench.
How many plates can you put up, big sir?
Press.
Yeah, I mean, you hear about these guys on a freak list, and they're not telling us anything about him. Red flag.
LoneStarLive.com. Looks like
I want to see 30.
Something.
At least 30.
Let me see. 365 pounds. Yes, we know that. Oh, no, they just give an itinerary for.
Yeah, he's done nothing.
Let me see. Okay.
So we're looking at
player profiler. Maybe they'll have it.
NFL.network.com. There's nothing there. So I went through a couple mock drafts, and I'm showing Walter Football put Adonai Mitchell first and Johnny Newton second. See, Johnny Newton I don't know a lot about, but I have the Lundy's book, and I closed it right away because what did they say? I'll ask you: 6 feet, 297 pounds. Who do you think they said he was like?
Deshaun Williams?
No. Better. We have one on our team already.
Deshaun Williams.
No. Better. 6 feet, 297. Think about it now.
And it's not Deshaun Williams?
No. But we have somebody on the team like that. Who'd they say?
6 feet. Oh, Terrell Bernard.
No, we're talking about Ed Oliver. Who they compare him to?
Who they compare Ed Oliver to?
Yeah, when he came out in the draft.
Oh my God.
Yep, Aaron Donald again. I said, man, the best ever do it. He's him, huh? He's him in the second round even. Stop it. Just stop it.
Oh my God.
So that was watching football. So okay, on the surface, Adonai Mitchell and Johnny Newton, fine. I'm good with that. Johnny Newton can be a 1 tech. He can be a 3 tech. I know he's not your boy Devondre, but I'm okay with that. NFL.com had us taking Johnny Newton in the first round. The Ringer, Adonai Mitchell in the first round. Yahoo Sports, they threw me for a loop. Jared Verse, the defensive end out of Florida State.
Okay.
Whatever.
I don't know who that is, but
Jared Verse, he's probably the top pass rusher in the draft.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean,
and he would make it to 28?
He's not as twitchy as Chop. He's not that kind of guy. He almost reminds me of
like Nick Bosa.
I don't give him that much credit. I would say
Aiden Hutchinson.
I would say maybe what you get from Epinesa now. Like this Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah, that's.
Why would I take that when I already got one?
I don't know. That's what he reminds me of on the field. Mel Kiper said we're going to take TJ Tampa at 28.
Who the heck is TJ Tampa?
Cornerback out of Iowa.
Isn't there another Iowa cornerback?
Iowa State. Yeah, you're thinking about. Oh my God.
The dude I think should be a safety.
Yeah.
Cooper DeJean.
Cooper DeJean. Yeah.
Okay.
Mike Tannenbaum. No, he had us taking Xavier Worthy at 28.
You wouldn't do it. You would do it.
You
would totally do it.
I don't want him at 28. I need to see who else is there, because if everybody else is gone, okay.
You would bust a pipe.
I don't think I would.
If we took him.
I think I would be like, as much as I talk about him, I don't think I would.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I would. I want him.
So you would be disappointed.
I think I'd be numb.
Numb?
If that makes sense. Like I would probably, when you just sit there and they say something, you just like this. You just have no reaction. You're like,
yeah, it was 2015, Lindsay. So Lindsay's writing in. She said her first comment was McDermott will need to have an immediate impact on these defensive rookies, 2-year or even 3-year players, in order to get back in the good graces of our awesome fan base as well as the sports media world, and keep his job. In her second comment,
the Post Podium podcast.
100%. Tell him. If that even works at that point, like I said, I'm not respecting him at all until he gets to a Super Bowl and wins one.
And then you be pissed off because you have to shave your beard off.
Huh?
Then you be pissed off you have to shave your beard off.
I will be the happiest bare-faced mole rat looking dude in the world with a Super Bowl under my belt. And I'll eat every word, I promise. But Lindsay says he needs to repeat the success of the 15-1 Panthers season. Right. That's what it would take. 15-1, make it to a Super Bowl, and then at least look like you were supposed to win it. If you can do that, I might be willing to buy back in. But if you lose the same way you've been losing these playoff games in the Super Bowl, it's even more of a wrap. That's why I say you got to win it, because I know you can choke. I've seen you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, if you get to the Super Bowl and choke, it ain't no different from being in the divisional round and choking. You just happen to find a way to get past the same mistake that you've been making for the past 6 years. It took you 6 years to figure it out. Right. That's an indictment. That ain't nothing to be proud of.
No,
so
it's tough. I mean, it's growth. I'll give you that. It is growth. But
right.
At that point, it's tough.
Yeah.
Matt Miller gave us Adonai Mitchell. Jordan Reed gave us Adonai Mitchell and Tavondre. So Jordan Reed is the one that I was talking about. Gave us Tavondre Sweat in the second round. So it looks like the consensus right now is Adonai Mitchell. Now, I did a mock earlier on whatever that website is I sent you a while back to try yours on. And I just closed it up because I'm starting to think that site is BS. They allowed me to get Brian Thomas Jr. in the first round, and then they allowed me to get Adnai in the second. I said, nah. I just X'd out. I said, no more.
I mean, why couldn't it just be, the player's needs?
Adnai in the second at 60?
Why not?
Ain't no. I would close this whole show down. If all this deliberation, he goes at 60. I would be hype pissed, dude.
It's not like something like that has never happened before.
I mean, to drop all the way from being a top 20 pick to 60, something bad would have to happen.
I mean,
something really bad would have to happen to just get skirted on by all these teams. By that point, this guy's looking better and better. If I can get Adnai Mitchell at 60, man.
Steve said he's going to do it differently this year. We might lose before we get to KC.
Might.
Yeah, right. It's more like a guaranteed, going to happen.
So I did a mock before I came here, and I wanted to ask you because I had this. It was so confusing to me. I just had to ask. I said, all right, out of these players right here, Chop Robinson, Troy Fuatanu, Graham Barton, Brian Thomas, Tyler Guyton, Adnai Mitchell. Who would you take at 28? So you got Chop Robinson, the twitchy defensive end from Penn State. You got Fuatanu, who I would like because he's a big body at tackle. Mind you, Deion Dawkins is 30 next year. Spencer Brown is in his last year of his contract. And he's working his way up that board for his fee. So you're looking at Spencer Brown.
Okay.
So you're looking at probably $12 million at this point. Would you pay him? Don't know because I need another year to see.
No.
But Troy Ford.
Well, Dawkins got that contract extension. He ain't going nowhere.
Well, not Dawkins, but yeah, we got to worry about the right side
Spencer.
now. So Fuatanu and Graham Barton is one of those guys that can play pretty much every position. He plays center, guard, and tackle.
Okay.
So he's
Fuatanu is right tackle or left tackle?
Who's that? Graham Barton?
Troy.
Oh, Fuatanu. I think he's right tackle.
Okay.
Brian Thomas, obviously, and Tyler Guyton. I don't know. He's just in there because I couldn't edge him out of the screenshot. But he's not supposed to be there at that pick either. So, out of these four, who would you pick? Or these six. Who would you take?
Well, I can't take Troy Fuatanu because as a first round pick, he would have to start over Spencer Brown.
Mm-hmm.
That you can't justify taking a guy and not starting him. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Kyer Elam. Never mind.
There you go.
Chop Robinson, for some reason, and this could just be me, and it could be the school too.
I'm about to say the Maben.
He
rule?
gives me Maben vibes, bro. I don't know why I get Maben vibes from this dude, but I do.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, I think that's exactly where I'm going. I think it would have to be Brian Thomas at this point.
Okay, that's what I took to. What I took. And I was waiting for Chop Robinson's right there, but hey, made the conversation a lot easier. So then I doubled down in the second round. I said, okay, here's your TJ Tampa right here. But now that we got Brian Thomas, we don't really have to worry about Keon Coleman. Thank God. We don't have to worry about Jermaine Burton, which I would be fine with had we went a different way in the first round.
I don't know. Okay. And Mac, feel free to jump in if you're listening.
Don't you do it.
I think if Keon Coleman or Burton are there, why not take them? Why not? Like, think about it like this. Let's say
Let me preface it.
Okay.
Keon Coleman was a no. Burton was the one that made me think. Burton was the one on this list. I was like, oh man, what do I want to do? I like Peyton Wilson too, but Peyton Wilson has injury concerns. He's a sack demon. He's a tackle for loss demon. He's all those good things. Mm-hmm. But when I got to this pick and I saw Chris Braswell, who I think he had 13 or 14 sacks last season, heavy-handed as all get out, can
but
defend the run.
Is he a defensive end or an outside linebacker?
He's like that Von
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want a hybrid. No, thank you. Goodbye.
You don't want no hybrid?
Nope.
Thank God you're not Sean McDermott. Anyway, no.
To me, Von Miller is a waste of time. To be honest, like really, truthfully, the defenses that he played in, aren't the defense that he's in now. He's not a 4-3 defensive end. And
I knew that at the time, but he made it work. That's the thing. He made it work to a degree.
Listen, making it work and filling out the full definition of responsibility for that position are two completely different things.
But also, when you look at the style of play, Von Miller was really dependent on speed. He was really dependent on finesse.
Mm-hmm.
Braswell is one of those. I forget the name of it. Actually, it's in his write up. It's a freak list. He's a genetic freak list. He's a power guy. So basically, what it is, he's 6'3", 243. He squats 705, power clean 405, vertical jump 38.5. And I think he ran a 4.
But he's a linebacker.
He's an end.
No, he's an outside.
He's an edge.
Play style is edge outside linebacker.
And you
That's
talking
what
about
it
me not
says.
coming across?
You
got to step across that line, brother.
for what?
Progression.
It's a 4-3 defense.
No.
What are we doing?
Is it?
Yes.
I thought it was a nickel defense.
Same.
No, it's
difference.
not. Where's the 3?
Your corner.
No. Anyway.
Right.
4 defensive linemen.
Or the
and
safety,
3
whoever they
linebackers.
want to put in that box.
No.
I just
Nah.
the defensive front, the defensive line front. It's a 4-man front. It's
Okay.
a 4-man front.
What if
I
told
can't
you
justify
it's a
putting an edge
4-man
outside
front?
line.
It's
Huh?
a 40 front.
It's a what?
A 40 front. You're right.
Okay,
Yeah, 40 front is different than a 4-3 front.
that's fine. But
This man can play 40. That's what he played.
no.
Yes.
No.
All right, overruled.
You
Anyway,
trying to find a reason to take a guy whose best opportunity is in a 3-4 defense and find a way to put him on the Bills defensive line.
No, he played in a
just
4-3.
because you let.
played in 4-3.
But his projection into the NFL is not playing on a 4-man front. His projection into the NFL is edge outside linebacker.
On a 4-man front.
No,
Yes.
there's no such thing as an edge outside linebacker in a 4-man front.
It's called an edge. That's why they changed the position to edge rusher.
Key.
Hey, they changed the
do this,
position for edge rusher.
Don't do
We
this,
do
bro.
know.
We really, you about to be late.
know.
If you gonna get into it like this, we
see
gonna
it.
be here all
I
night.
see it happening.
Listen to me. He's an
Word.
outside
I'm not going to be
linebacker.
here. I'll be here deliberating
Steve?
all night. Thank you,
Please.
Steve. What did he say?
Outside looking in, please, Lindsey. Somebody tell me I'm crazy. Like somebody tell me I'm crazy. The dude is 6'3", 243 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but an NFL level offensive tackle, and mind you, an NFL level left offensive tackle is going to pick him up and throw him into the 5th row of the stands. Khalil Mack was not 6'3", 243. Khalil Mack was 260?
No. He was in
What
the
was he?
240s.
He was not
He
240.
was too. He was 250 at his heaviest.
Okay, he's 252. I remember
his
252.
heaviest.
I remember 252 when he was drafted.
Let's go look and see what he was at the combine. Khalil
No,
Mack.
look at what he was with the team that drafted him.
That's going to be the combine numbers.
No, it's not.
The team that drafted him?
What he was in the combine doesn't account for any weight gained in training camp. Who drafted him?
Oakland.
Okay. Whoa, what that say? 6'3", 269.
That ain't what he was. Watch this.
I mean, it's what he is now. He
He
playing
a
outside
chunky
linebacker.
trunk now. He got old. He probably got kids and everything. He probably got kids and everything.
No.
270?
Bro,
Absolutely
stop.
not. Watch this. Okay. So Khalil Mack, was he not one of the most dominant players in college?
I'm not responding to the preface until you show me the weight.
Okay. I'm just trying to kill time. Talk something. Say something.
All right, look.
Look at his neck. This isn't like 260 to you. Look at his little neck.
Listen,
little head.
outside looking in says I'm not crazy. Lindsey says I'm not crazy.
You crazy.
What was he?
Where we at?
He's 6'3".
That's now.
His wiki saying he's 6'3",
No, that's
269
now.
now. Okay.
Yeah, that's
You know how I remember he was 250 something? It's because I remember his weight from Madden. Listen.
Why is it got to go to
They put the information in the game for a reason.
You giving the kids.
Back when I used to play Madden, I knew guy needs to eat. Right, exactly. You 6'3", 243 pounds, but you want to play on the 4-man front in the NFL?
Absolutely.
You got to put some weight on, man.
Absolutely.
You got to put some weight on.
Absolutely, you could do it. Absolutely, you could do it.
But the key is, if he put 6'3", 251. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
He was that's
7 pounds. We arguing over 7 pounds.
His first year with the Oakland Raiders, he played in a 3-4.
But he played with his hand in the dirt as well. He did both.
What? Just because he can do something doesn't mean that should be his primary responsibility.
He did both, and he's excellent at both.
No,
it can be done.
No,
okay,
no. Just because he can't. Like,
all right, real quick. Real quick. Why did they change? Why did they differentiate a 3-4 end from an edge rusher? And they did edge rusher because the 4-3 defensive ends and the 3-4 outside linebackers was becoming interchangeable on a 40 front. That's why they started doing 40 fronts.
Key.
What?
Just because I could poke a hole in an apple pie with my third leg doesn't mean I should do it.
Wait a minute. I don't know about.
I don't know how much clearer I can say it. Like you saying, well, he can do it. He can do it. So he should do it. Like that's the spirit of what you said, basically.
No, if you got talent, you can make that work. If you got the talent to do it,
but when have we ever seen Sean McDermott give a player that much latitude in the defense?
We're not talking about
not
Sean
named
McDermott
Micah
now.
Hyde.
We talking about in general.
No, we talking about Sean McDermott.
No, we talking about Chris Braswell.
No, we talking about Chris Braswell under Sean McDermott.
No,
that's what.
Because you already took him off the team.
No,
he's already gone.
No, you can't.
You did it,
boy. You grasping for straws, boy.
You
Steve
did
Lynn writes in.
Cleveland.
Steve Lynn writes in.
Oh,
you want. You want to see the player in person if his frame can gain that weight and if he has that bend. Some bigger players at the combine work hard to hold weight. Some can gain easy. You have to see player. Right. I agree with that. But again, that was my primary thought when I saw 6'3", 243. Can his frame handle more weight? Because if it can't, then he should not be in a 4-man front. Right? Khalil Mack's frame, you could look at his frame and say he can handle 251. That's why he's playing at 269 now. His frame can handle that. So I got to go and look at Braswell. I don't, I haven't seen that much of him, but just looking at the height and weight ratio, if that's what he was comfortable playing in college and he was super effective in college, that tells me first and foremost he was using his speed a lot.
Oh, look how young he was.
Right. At UB, this is a senior year. He was 6'3", 248. Yeah. Like, to me, that's.
But what you said is the crux of everything. That's where we're fundamentally different.
Okay.
I don't look at somebody's size or something like that and say you can't do it. I can't because I was a guy who played center at 6'6". Mm-hmm. It just. I was good at it, but it just shouldn't have been done. Mm-hmm. I should have been a forward. I should have been a guard. Mm-hmm. The guys you said Von Miller is not good for this, but Von Miller he's an all-pro based on being an edge. I mean, he had his hand on the ground for us. He got 8.5 with us. With his hand on the ground, he's gotten double-digit sacks.
I don't know about hand on the ground. I don't know about hand on the ground.
He is a hybrid.
If you watch it, that's
okay,
what I'm saying.
That's
they
where we
basically let him play outside linebacker on our defense.
That's where we should have stopped because you said that earlier. You said you don't want a hybrid player, and that's what Braswell to me is, a hybrid player.
Right.
So I think, and this is just me, I think that's the way that they're going with defensive end. I think they're doing away with the pass rushing defensive end. I think that for me they're looking at a rusher, and that's why they're
the Bills.
No,
the NFL.
Just the qualification of rusher. Because if you look at what is the name of this thing here?
I mean, I think we're seeing a lot more of it now, just because, a lot of the guys that are
like here, like right here,
okay.
Defensive. You got defensive line, linebacker, and a separate category for edge. Edge is like the hybrid pass rush guy. This guy right here, he's an edge.
Right. But
he's 6'4", 255. This guy, Latu, is classified as an edge. He's 6'5", 260.
Okay.
So just a gamut. This position here is that hybrid I'm talking about, right, and that's the way they're going.
Like my issue with the way that this defense has been run and the way that this team has been run this entire time has been this mindset on getting players that can do multiple things great. It's the conversation of the choice between jack of all trades and master of none versus a master. Like, I want masters on this team. Stephon Diggs is a master.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen is a master. I want masterful players on this team. I want guys at their positions to be all pro, best at their position. Don't feed me these hybrid players, these try-hard players, these guys that are undersized but they play fast. Like, give me dominant players. Right now, I have one dominant player on my team. One. I have one guy that game in, game out, he gonna give it to the other team whether they want it or not.
Mm-hmm.
One. Can I get more than one?
Okay.
If we get Brian Thomas, we will be lucky to have him.
What do you know about Will? What's the guy from Houston? McDonald.
Who?
Will McDonald.
Will McDonald.
The rusher from Houston.
Not much.
Okay. I was hoping you were going to say something because I don't know how to use him. I really don't. I just know he was an edge guy coming out of college, and I mean he just dominated. And I get what you're saying. I think the only difference in philosophy, being a former try-hard defensive end myself, I didn't know there was a difference between a 40 front and a 4-3. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I would have known more because I never would have put my hand in the ground. And I was 300 pounds.
Mm.
It's just for me, if you're looking for a true pass rusher, which is what I'm looking for, a true pass rusher, which is why I'm considering a guy like Jared Verse or a guy like Chop Robinson or Chris Braswell or even going further down the list, Jonah Ellis, is give me a guy that can get to the quarterback. And the reason why, for me, it matters it doesn't matter to me why if they put their hand in the ground or not, because on rundowns, if you can put your hand in the ground, chances are you're better against the run. Because of leverage. If you can play with your hand in the ground, you're good against the run. If you can do both, because I know on true pass rush downs, you just want to pin your ears back and go.
Right, and I think that's what I'm looking at. I want players on offense and defense that I don't have to have special packages for.
Right, and
I want 3 down guys.
All right, and when I see Chris Braswell, somebody like that, when I say this edge position, that's kind of what I see. Eventually, obviously in the second round, yeah, and a guy that size, the way he can stop a run, the way he can rush the passer. He does it with his hand on the ground, and he does it with his, in a 2-point stance. So
okay, what school did he play with?
Yeah, I know, and that's why you know. Oh, you don't? You really don't know?
No.
Oh, I thought you were being smart. Alabama.
I don't know. I mean, so Alabama is what, SEC?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but SEC ain't what it used to be. Not this past year.
No, Alabama wasn't what it was. SEC was still
up
getting
there?
busy, but obviously Michigan.
That's what I'm saying. Michigan won it all.
Yeah.
Northwestern was still in the Final
they were
Four,
busy,
right?
But Washington, they were.
Oh yeah, Washington.
The Pac-12 and Big East got it this time, but the SEC they're still getting busy down there. That's still the standard. That's still the gold standard. I mean, if you look at, I'm not even gonna go too deep into it. I just want to see what kind of numbers he had. And it's funny because this was just somebody in that grouping. It wasn't somebody that really put a whole lot of thought in. It doesn't tell me how many tackles for loss he had, but yeah, I mean.
Well, this is different. This is saying 6'3", 251 now.
Oh, see,
So
I did nothing.
Which is it?
I did nothing.
Yeah,
I didn't manipulate no numbers. Was this the same page though?
No, you there was a different page that said 6'3", 243.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a guy that's going to be that. Like I said, he's the kind of guy that I could see.
I got to see his frame. I'll take a look.
He's
at that.
He's kind of rocked up.
Is he?
He's kind of rocked up.
Yeah, but is he lean rocked up, or is he like kind of like Khalil Mack was his senior year? He was kind of like chubby rocked up.
Hey man, Khalil Mack. No, Khalil really wasn't chubby.
Well, I just mean from the standpoint like he wasn't he wasn't cut. He wasn't lean.
That's the thing
cut.
about it. He was.
I just saw a picture of him.
Here he wasn't. But if you saw his arms in college,
no, there was a picture you just had on there of his arms. He wasn't like. It looked like there was some fat, around that muscle, okay.
I'm not saying you didn't, but no, because he's on the receiving cast that look like they chunky, but he really I'm gonna see if I can find.
if anybody knows what I'm trying to say, maybe I'm using the wrong words, but to me, there's a difference between having a lot of muscle on your body, but you not necessarily being like cut. I guess maybe I should say low body fat percentage. Like Khalil Mack is not one of those low body fat percentage dudes.
Like right here, that's not.
Nah.
No.
Nah. That looks like he can hold more weight on that frame.
Well, I mean, he clearly did, but I mean, when I see this, and that's not that low body fat cut. I don't know. I don't know what you're looking at.
Well, but his muscles are defined. I'm not. Okay, maybe I'm just explaining it wrong. I don't know.
Maybe
y'all can look
wrong.
up a picture of Khalil Mack and y'all tell me what y'all think. I could be wrong.
I mean, maybe I'm a UB Bulls homer. I don't know.
I'm just looking at, like, I've seen what it looks like when bodybuilders build their bodies with like 3% body.
Oh,
fat.
you talking about striation, and you talking about like
it's
DK
literally
Metcalf.
just skin and muscle. Like there's no like with that he looks bulky and you can see defined muscles, but it doesn't look like he has a low body fat percentage. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm looking at.
I know
like,
what you're saying, but when I see that, I'm thinking about like somebody like this cat right here.
well, come on, that dude is a lineman, bro. Like he's talking about an offensive lineman. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, I mean I can concede it. I mean he's not an Adonis, but when I saw him and I was like, when he get, because when watching him like from where you are, you're like, oh, he's not. Then I see him like up close, I'm like, damn. I need to get in the gym.
Yeah.
And I also need to get to work, so we got to get
right. I was just gonna say, yeah. So this is, and you just got your weekends back too. So
I know, right? Don't take them from me.
Right. You give them a reason to. All right. So if y'all want to do some homework and y'all go look up Braswell, what's first name?
Chris Braswell.
Chris Braswell from Alabama, and
follow us on Facebook.
Yeah, that
Instagram.
would be great if y'all could just either Instagram or Facebook, whichever one y'all want.
I'll throw it on there.
Well, you're on Instagram more than anything else.
I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter as well. I'll put them on both of those.
Okay, so just let us know what y'all think about that situation leading into Monday's episode, and we can reach a final verdict there. But I'm gonna go take a look at this guy and formulate my opinion.
That. I don't care. I'm not getting hit by that.
Oh my gosh!
All right, enough jokes for today. Right?
Yeah. You gotta get going. All right, let's get this music queued up. Let me see. All right, so turn this down just a little bit. All right, I want to thank everybody for tuning into the show today. If you have not hit the notification bell, please make sure you do that so that thing can
ring-a-ling-a-ling.
All right, and if you haven't subscribed yet, any new viewers, and you want to see more of our content, you like what you see, and you want to join the family, go ahead and please hit that subscribe button. I would be grateful if you did that for us. With that being said, I want to direct your attention to my oldest son's podcast, Basketball Truth and Knowledge. I think I got it right this time. Outside looking in. No need to correct me to delay my time here. See, here you go again. LeBron is king, Giggle Maggie. All right, Andy's saying that's right. Anyway, roll tide is what I have to say about that. Coming up very soon, we're going to be doing our in-person War Room Draft. That's what I'm calling it, the War Room Draft. That's in 2 weeks, right? It should be 2 weeks, that Monday before the draft. And the draft is on the 25th, right? Okay, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be going heavy with that. Catch us on Monday. We'll be back here Monday between 6:05 and 6:15 is when we usually start. For those of you that like other platforms and you want to catch us on Instagram Live or Facebook Live, you can do that. With that being said, thank you for tuning in. This has been Post Podium Podcast, home of the All Truth, No Sodium Takes. I have been your co-host, Aramis.
And this is Key.
And we are out. In your face, outside looking in. In your face.
Happy Easter.
Roll Tide. Peace.